podcast. Later, articulators do behavior. Talk about the shit, then research later.
Post grad plus dumb ass equals podcast. Serious bullshit podcast.
Later, articulators do behavior. Talk about the shit, then research later.
Post grad plus dumb ass equals podcast. Serious bullshit podcast.
Later, articulators do behavior. Talk about the shit, then research later.
Post grad plus dumb ass equals podcast. Ooh.
My first burp.
Ooh.
My first burp start.
I can't make myself burp right now. Like the one time I need to, I can't.
Well, I wasn't making myself. That was a real burp. That was an all natural.
That was an au natural, but I want to make myself. My face is all frozen on the motherfucking cam. I'm about to fix it though. So what's up with you, bro? How you been? How you doing? How you feeling? Ho, sorry.
Everything's good.
Rhyme there. I couldn't.
Oh, actually, I can't answer now. Now you called me a hoe.
I did call you a hoe, but it was a hoe with love.
It was a loving hoe. All right.
It was a love hoe. I called you a love hoe.
You're a love hoe. You're not a money hoe. You're a
baby.
love hoe.
Nah, baby, you're my love hoe. Don't worry about it. Nah, you're like my love hoe. You get it, right? Come on, sweetie, you get it. Uh-oh, I feel it. I knew it.
Did you make yourself, or was that all natural?
That was au natural. I mean, although I did swallow some air earlier just to kind of make all this happen, so.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, that's how it goes, you know what I mean? I'm podcasting, I'm fixing visual effects on the fly here just while we're talking. Like it ain't no thing, you know what I mean? I'm just doing it like it ain't a thing.
So, what's happening?
Not too much. No, it's just some cam shit. I got it.
No, not that. I don't care about that.
Just in general?
Talking about you.
No, nothing much, man. Just been getting my getting my time up, doing my sets, and then working right now, man. Getting ready to go up to Pennsylvania in a week and see some of the folks and
the peps.
My sister graduating high school and shit, which is crazy.
Your sister lives with your mom, though.
Yeah, but it's like the first person that I watched grow up from a kid, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird.
Yeah. Well, I was asking more because you said you're going to Pennsylvania, but your sister lives here, so two separate thoughts, right?
No. They're having like a big party in Pennsylvania for it.
Even though she did it here, just.
Yeah, well, because they have that campground there, and like a lot of the families there, so they're just like fucking doing it out there. It's like a way badass place to have a big party, and that's where I had my graduation party, and it's just kind of like a thing. It's tight.
I don't think I was invited. I was invited.
No, you weren't invited.
No.
You weren't invited. You weren't invited to mine either. Probably when I did it, because I don't send out invitations. People were like, "You need to send out thank you letters," and I was like, "I hope they just know how thankful I am." Because
they just know. I said it. Did they
said it. I mean, like, yeah, like what? I don't think my family's hard of hearing. So why do I got to go through all this trouble here after I graduated? I don't know why they were dumb enough to give me money for doing something I had to do anyways. Hey, it wasn't like I had a choice. Why are you paying me for it?
You could drop out, GRE it up.
No, I think it's just like you're just earning a small amount of cash. I just look at it like you're earning a small amount of cash every day. You need to start telling kids that, listen, when you graduate, people are just going to give you a bunch of money, man. So just look at it like you're earning a little bit of cash every day. And then at the very end, you could cash in on all that, dude.
So let's calculate the payoff, the work to pay off right there, right? So you got, are we going high school or are we doing the whole thing? Let's just do high school, right?
Yeah, just high school.
So high school is essentially 32 weeks, right? So it's 32 weeks and you're working 5 days each week. So 32 times 5. So that's 160 days, 24 hours. So multiply by 24. We got 3,840 days.
Okay.
All right. And then there's that's hours. We got 3,840 hours. Just multiply by 24. All right, so that's the hour, and now we got dollars. So what do you think the average haul is at the end of high school?
I don't even know, dude. Don't even make me try to do this math. I don't want.
$500. $100.
Oh no. Okay, never mind. I thought you meant like what's the total cash that you get? No, the average like graduation amount.
Total gross, yeah.
Depends on what kind of family you come from, dude. You know what I mean? If you got a super rich ass family, you probably get like a couple grand out of that shit. But yeah, I think I had like definitely like 500 something like that, 500-600 bucks maybe.
You got 500 divided by 3,840.
Let's just
You're
make it
making
1,000. Let's just make it 1,000. Let's say you got a real nice upper middle class family, and you managed to rake in $1,000 because your aunt Mabel has, not too long to go, and she's balling out and spending this money she got in inheritance.
All right, so what do you think you're getting paid hourly? $100 per hour.
I mean, it's got to be in the cents. It's got to be less. I want to know if it's more or less than children who work in factories make. Because it's like, it's kind of like choosing, like, when you go out of high school, do you want to go to a technical school or do you want to go off to fucking university? It's kind of like the same thing. Like when you're a kid, do you want to go work in a factory, like technical school, or do you want to go to actual school, like university? They should give kids a choice,
So it works out to 26 cents an hour. You're getting paid for high school.
So, yeah, man. I mean, if you think about it, there's kids in other countries that are working in this factory is probably making more than that, man. So, I mean, doing better than our kids, dude.
Yeah, but those guys are using that 26 cents an hour to buy food. So these kids are just coming home and opening the fridge. It's a little different.
Yeah, it's true. No, I know. Obviously, it's a little different.
You don't think it's the same? Because I could have sworn.
No, exactly the same. Exactly the same is what I was just thinking. I mean, I'm surprised that. I'm sorry. I'm surprised that went over your head like that.
That's if you get $1,000. I feel like when I graduated, I probably got like 300-ish from like all the family.
Really? I think I got maybe even a little more than that.
I think you got a big family.
I had a lot of family there. Yeah, dude, like a lot of people. Yeah, definitely had a bigger family at the time. It was a lot of 20s and like 10s with all ones.
Yeah,
that's when you know
that.
That's when you know your family's like they're not, we're not too affluent of a family. When you get the 10 ones to make it look beefier, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, cool. You're
Put
always
a 5 on the outside.
No, yeah, no, that's just dirty. All right, now, Grandpa, you're just being a cheap cock. Just be honest about what you're fucking giving me here.
It's just like it was really
Don't
just
be
what
trying
was
to
in
wrap.
his pocket at the time. It was nothing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really thinking about it.
Yeah, don't be trying to wrap fucking ones like you're at the strip club and shit. Fucking put 100 in there and talking about you're making it rain, but it's all ones. Nobody wants that shit. Don't be false rubber banding, Grandpa. Don't be false banding. So what were we just talking about here before we started up? We were talking about Shaq cream soda and how I was just joking on stage the other day about how fucking Shaq cream soda, every time I ever saw it, like in the store, CVS's usually, places like that, like a Walgreens type of place, you'll find Shaq cream sodas there, and they are usually on sale like to the max, like fucking literally like 25, 50 cents. Get rid of these Shaq cream sodas. We cannot have them. There's something wrong about them. They were trying to quarantine them off or just get them off the shelves. I don't know. But apparently we were looking it up now. Sterling decided he's going to look up and see what it was because he'd never heard of it. Went on eBay, which is, I mean, I guess if you're dumb enough to buy Shaq cream soda on eBay, you should have to pay $10 a can, is what they said, right?
Yeah, they were going. We got a couple. It depends on if you want it new or used.
Yeah, if you want a used can of Shaq cream soda, that's actually
a little cheaper.
$2 less. Is that what
it
was?
A discount for the yeah. I think it was around $2. Get the best results on Google Shopping.
Yeah, that's just Shaq's cream flat soda. So it's
now the unopened cans, you can get a 2-pack unopened for $19.99, but it doesn't tell you that it's $12 shipping. So it's like a 50% upcharge on the shipping.
They come in 2-packs?
I don't know if this is a 2-pack. I think this person happens to not have drinking 2 of them.
And they just said, like, oh, this is a 2-pack now? Yeah, like, I just happen to have these 2 in my closet. Like, what, dude? Who the fuck would want to buy that? Like, I love Shaq so much. I'm going to get this terrible soda that he made. Like, do you think that just because you're a fan of a guy and you love him that much, like, if they just make something that sucks ass, like, you shouldn't support it. It's not the right thing to do. You wouldn't do that for your friend.
Okay, now here's the used. We got Shaq vanilla cream soda, 5 cans for $7.36 plus $16.45 for shipping, aka twice the asking price. So that's 150% of the price you're paying for the soda is for shipping.
Is for shipping that sweet, sweet Shaq cream all the way over to your house, right to your front door.
Yeah, it's in used condition though.
You can get Shaq's cream and make your own Shaq at home. You can pour it in your fucking blender and make a Shaq shake, a Shaq cream shake.
It doesn't have any very good. Read full description. Oh, cans are full, but do have scratches in places where the paint has been rubbed off. So
Paint?
This is used condition.
Paint?
On the outside of the can, yeah.
The paint's rubbing off of it? Like, how many times have you seen a can where the fucking paint's rubbing off? Shaq cream sodas are not that old. What were they doing with those Shaq cream sodas, bro?
How old? I thought they were like super old. How old are these things? They don't make them anymore. You can't. They're hard
I never had one until, like, I mean, they can't be more than 10 years old, I would say.
Oh, look at this. Case of Shaq Pepsi long neck collectible soda bottles. Shaq Attack. That's what that says. 1993.
That's
Pepsi.
different.
That's different.
Yeah, that's totally different. We're talking Shaq cream.
Oh, it's 2013. 2013 it came out, dude.
Yeah,
that was 5 years ago.
That's only 5 years. Exactly.
Soda's 5 years old.
It's 5 years old. How is it so weathered and beaten? Like, what the fuck is going on? Where'd you find those cans of Shaq cream soda?
You know those people who just keep shit in their car. Like, who's the person you know keeps the most shit in their car?
Me.
You know,
probably me.
It's you.
Yeah.
For me, it's Belly. I've never seen anyone keep more stuff in their car than Belly.
Yeah? Like useful shit or just dumb shit?
Depends on who you're asking. If you're asking him, it's all very useful.
It's all useful as fuck. Don't worry.
If you're asking me,
it's not.
Nah, I mean, he keeps a bunch of dirty clothes and stuff in there. He keeps the front seat.
He keeps dirty clothes in there, or he just leaves dirty clothes in there? Like, I've never kept dirty clothes in my car, but I've left them in there. But I never just kept them in there.
Kept implies
like storage.
That's what he was doing. Literally, that's the place for them.
No, I thought he just had like a tote full of dirty clothes.
No, it did come in handy one time. So when Jason had his wedding, I called Destin to pick us up from the wedding, but we were going to
You were like, dude, these clothes are so clean right now, man. I could really use some like dirtier clothes. Does anybody have some dirty clothes? And he was like, oh my god, I keep a fuckload of dirty clothes on me. Sorry.
But we went to the country club and he was wearing gym shorts and they wouldn't let him in. So then we went to his dirty clothes stack and he found pants and he put them over his thing and he got inside. He couldn't wear a white shirt either. It all worked out because he was keeping a bunch of shit in his car.
Sometimes it pays off, you know? And when you never think about it, it doesn't really bother you, so who the fuck cares?
Bothers me.
It just creeps people out, and then you don't want to give them a ride anyway.
You don't like my smelly shit? You don't like my dirty ass car?
Fuck you. I put grease all over the fucking passenger seat door handle, so as soon as they fucking grab the handle, they're like, oh no. I'll be like, and then when they sit down, I'll be like, I'll give you one more chance to get out of this car before we start going. But once we start, I can't stop. And I can't tell you what's going to come out of those air vents. What kind of smell is going to come out of those air vents. I'm pretty sure a rat died in my engine.
Dude, listen to this description. The description of the Shaq soda.
This distraction. I love that word.
Lot of 12 Arizona Shaq sodas. You'll receive 4 blueberry, 4 strawberry, 4 vanilla, 3 full unopened 23-ounce cans. This is like so you get 12, but only 3 of them are unopened.
What?
And then on top of that, all natural, no preservatives, no artificial flavor, no artificial color. It's naturally blue. To answer your question from earlier,
it's not naturally blue.
It's no artificial color, dude.
Dude, Shaq's got blue cum, is what you're telling me? Shaq's got blue man cum?
Shaq's cream.
Shaq's cream. Dude, this fucking filter on that I have on you right now, or I guess it's a little bit off, but it's hilarious looking. It looks like you have a grill on.
What?
Yeah, it looks like you got a grill. There's just a little bit of green screen on from Mike being there. I fixed it. It was funny looking though. You look like Paul Wall for a second, dude. You look like Paul Wall's his successful brother.
Oh, I see it. I see it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. You're killing it right now.
Lined it up perfect. When you first told me that, I went and looked. It wasn't there, but it came on.
Yeah. So dude, I got these baby birds that are like, there's a nest right outside my door, and there's like a baby wrens, I guess, or something like that. And they fucking all they do all day, dude. If you go out there going to work, you just see them just sticking their heads out. And it's like 3 heads just sticking out of this thing, and they just have their mouths open, and they're just going and they just hold their mouths open and just sit there. And then literally, dude, all day long, like every fucking couple of minutes, you can just sit and watch for them, dude. This fucking wren's coming back through and just dropping food in these things' mouth, and it's like an endless machine. It's like there's no end to the stomach of these birds, dude, because they just, I'm talking about giant fat spiders, fucking big crazy worms, all kinds of
Did you
fucking...
see what the bird's mom's bringing?
Yo, yeah. I mean, dude, it's literally 2 feet from my door pretty much, in a hanging plant that they got this nest going. And they just, they're just smashing whatever. I mean, I'm talking about a spider that was like a fucking pretty decent, like 1.5 inch wide spider. Fucking just drop that shit right in one of these motherfuckers' mouths, dude. And then they just they go, their mouth opens right back up, and they're just ready to eat again. It's insane. There's no satiating. I was talking to Sam earlier. I was like, what if it was just giant birds like that, and then all those babies just had their mouths open like that, but they was dropping straight up
like
meat,
vultures, but it's like dropping
critters.
little lambs in there.
It's dropping full-on critters in there, dude. And technically, like, baby humans are critters. I think they qualify as critters. Crawling around like that. If your kid's crawling around, it's a critter. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that's. I don't know.
I mean, if it's crawling around outside, dude, and there's giant things that eat stuff around, that's technically critterdom.
I think you gotta be. I think you gotta be. You gotta have an exoskeleton.
You
wow,
what?
Actually, you're right.
No, that's
I
a
was
critter.
gonna say exoskeleton. Technically, by the definition, you're right, but in my head, you're wrong.
Well, you're thinking
There's
about bugs.
that.
I'm talking about critters. Funniest word ever. I'm talking about critters. Go ahead and give me the definition of critter right now. Don't be a quitter. Tell me what's a critter.
Or animal.
A little creature or animal. That's it. So exactly. So these kids are technically.
And it can be a nickname for a little kid. Look at that.
Really? They just threw that in there to really fucking rub it in your face?
No, that was just that was actually only on Urban
Fuck you and your
Dictionary.
carapace. Fuck you and your carapace, Stirs.
Urban Dictionary. Carapace. I don't know that word.
I thought that's what you said. An exoskeleton. Sorry. It's the same thing.
Carapace?
Carapace. I'm pretty sure it's like the outer shell of a fucking bug or like a crab or something.
Krampus?
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 Yeah, man, Krampus. That's what I was talking about, some Krampus. That's so dumb. Did they make it? Was that a horror movie or a comedy movie that they made
Michael
about that?
Duerty. It was a fantasy / horror.
Say that name again?
Krampus?
No. The guy whose name...
I don't know how to say his name. Michael
I know. It was
Dougherty.
Dougherty or Duerty? Because those are... I love it. The guy whose name it was a nightmare to pronounce once, and now I'm about to make you do it twice. That guy.
It's also by Zach Shields and Todd Casey. Adam Scott was in it. Look at that fucker.
Who's that?
He's that guy. He was in Parks and Rec, where he's most famous to me, but I've seen him in other shit.
I think I know who you're talking about. I think at least the guy with the face. That's really recognizable.
Yeah, they all got faces.
No, the one with the really recognizable one, though.
No, it's not the one that had like a sex tape with 12-year-olds.
What?
Let me look that up while I'm making allegations.
What?
While I'm making allegations.
Wait. Is this an exclusive?
It's not known. It's a well-known fact.
Is this an exclusive allegation you're about to drop?
What
on
is
us
that
right
guy's name? The
SBS first ever exclusive information being dropped right here. I mean, we might as well be SBMZ, SBTMZ, for whatever you're about to say, because I've never heard of this.
Rob Lowe.
Oh. I thought you were going to say the guy who plays Dwight, and I thought it was going to be 12-year-old boys. I don't know why.
Why? You talking about The Office?
Yeah, he just
Parks and Rec.
He looks like the guy that would be a nightmare to get diddled by. You know what I mean?
Well, let's see. What's that allegation? Just
As if it's not a nightmare ever, but you know what I mean? Like one of the worst case scenarios. It would just be really creepy.
This is a weird search.
This is a weird search. Sterling's like, I might regret this later. It's gonna be there forever, man. Somebody's gonna hold that up to you one day. Why did you search this?
Yeah, here it is. In 1988, Rob Lowe was involved in a scandal over a videotape of him having sex with two females, one of whom was 16. She was filmed with Lowe during the night before the Democratic National Convention in Atlanta. Why is that important? Lowe has asserted that he did not know the second girl was underage. Lowe agreed to perform 20 hours of community service to avoid criminal charges.
20 hours?
Let's see. I don't.
Why
well,
even
they did
try? Like, what? This is not gonna do anything. You can't do anything in 20 hours of community service.
What they didn't tell me is how old Rob Lowe was when he was fucking the 16-year-old. So,
yeah, that's kind of important information, right? I feel like it's really important information, especially within the context of the time and the situation, which is like, you know, was it her friend or her sister? That's even creepier.
So he was born in 1964.
64, and that was when? 88? It's not looking good.
Don't.
It's not looking good. That's all I know. I don't think this is looking good, sirs, for your boy Rob Lowe.
In 1988, you were right.
Yeah, so that's the numbers aren't adding up too good right now. But
he's 20. He was 24, fucking a 16-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not like.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's. I think it's just the. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's a solid wrong.
There's just so much context.
He's not like dirty old man. He's not. I don't think he's dirty old man though yet. He's like. He would have been.
Well, how
25.
old was the other chick? How old was the other chick?
Didn't say. I have to go read more. They only talk about the 16-year-old. We gotta find.
Think about that, dude. Think about that, dude. Like, if you are Rob Lowe, right, and you have sex with these two girls, and they both just say they're 18, that's crazy. That it's still on you. Like, you're totally liable. If that girl's actually 16, you can get fucking put in jail for being a pedophile, dude. That's crazy as fuck. Meanwhile, like, Tracy Lords is that porn star that was doing porns at 16.
Oh yeah.
And nobody talks about that.
Well, Joe Rogan talks about that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, you know, that was probably the same time Rob Lowe was doing that, actually. I mean, it might have been earlier, but.
So it says he thought she was 21. Asked when he realized she was only 16, he laughed. Ha! A little too late. Whoa.
What?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if this is like a smear piece.
He just sounded like a fucking. He just had a super dickhead response.
Is Daily Mail a reputable site?
I don't know about that, dude. Every time I go on Daily Mail, I get like a weird fucking.
Here's the.
I always have a bad feeling about it, dude. They always got weird clickbaity type shit. I feel like. Here's
the headline. My sex tape scandal was the greatest thing that happened to me. End quote. Admits Rob Lowe.
Yeah, if that's not clickbait, dude, I don't know what is. That's fucking crazy. They're turning into like the National Enquirer of the internet. Rob Lowe. Fucking, how did we get on this subject, dude? This is great. We're breaking down the Rob Lowe rape case.
Not a lot of people know. Not a lot of people know.
Not a lot of people fucking low.
He got off scot-free with this, and it's just not fair. We're bringing it up. He's getting Me Too'd right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what happens to like all those porn star guys that were banging those chicks on tape, filmed? That 16-year-old girl on tape filmed. Do they get tried and prosecuted in the court of law?
In the court of law.
Because you know those dudes weren't fucking 16. Those dudes are probably like 35 with handlebar mustaches. You know?
Dude, did you
What's
hear
up?
that Game of Thrones released the new prequel?
Really?
The first pilot? So they announced the first pilot. It's going to be a prequel, but not the one you expected. Here's a quote. We'll skip all the bullshit. Straight from HBO. From the horse's mouth.
This is for real. Not like that one time we tried to cover this and Mike just fucking tricked us into playing
Mike
some
fucked
dumb
up.
shit. Remember how hilarious that was? Dude, we believed. Hang on, just for 1 second.
No, I didn't believe. I was watching.
You believed it.
I didn't believe it by the end.
You believed it.
Yeah, I watched the tape. I didn't believe it by the end. I was like, this isn't real.
Yeah, dude, it was like modern day times. It's like, what if Game of Thrones was in modern day times and those same families were still ruling to this day?
Yeah, that was a cool idea.
I mean, it was. That's not a cool idea, by the way. I don't stand by that.
Yeah, I like the idea. I'd like to see it played out.
All right, fine.
So here's from the horse's mouth. Taking place
right.
thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones, the series chronicles the world's descent from the golden age of heroes into the darkest hour. And only one thing is for sure. From the horrifying secrets of Westeros history to the true origin of the White Walkers, the mysteries of the East to the Starks of legend. It's not the story we think we know. Ooh.
Man, I'll tell you what, dude. I'm just keeping it real with you right now.
Yep.
I think they're gonna squinch it.
I do too.
I think it's gonna suck dick.
And while we're on the subject of squinching it, let's talk about the last couple episodes. You watched?
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I knew you were gonna bring it up. Just don't tell me about it, because it's probably gonna suck by the end of the season. So I don't want to talk to you about it. Just shut up about Westworld already. God damn it, Sterling.
Well,
I love you, but shut up about Westworld. No.
I give you every week. Every week.
Every week I'm not. I'm just not gonna watch it now. Mike betrayed me. Mike betrayed me. And he watched it all. No, and he's coming up here on Sunday. And Mike, if you're watching this or you do listen to this in the future, when you come up here, I'm going to fucking tie you to a goddamn chair, and we're going to watch every fucking episode of Westworld back to back to back. Oh, and if you fall asleep like always, I'm going to wake him up and make him snort Adderalls. It's a thing. He always falls asleep.
What was the back to back? I always fall asleep on shit that I've already seen.
No, he hasn't seen it. Like, we'd be watching a brand new episode together, and he would fall asleep like 15 minutes before the end, and then I have to like go fucking turn the mic off so I could hear. I have to like leave the chat thing or whatever so I could hear the fucking show because he's snoring his ass off. It's hilarious.
What was that thing you guys back to back? Something back to back.
What? Back to
I don't
back.
remember.
Whack to back, back to back.
Yeah, that's what it was. Whack
oh, really?
To back,
smoking whack to back, back to back.
That's what you guys were saying. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's the motto around here. We smoke whack to back, back to back. Whack to back. Back to back. That was hilarious, Sterling. You were really pounding that desk there for a second, dude. It's funny. It was shaking a little bit. It's great. What do you think about the whole, let's get your take on it, the whole Rosanne thing?
You know, the only thing I know is what Joe Rogan told me.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, I mean, did you like bother to read shit?
I've just been listening to people talk about it, I guess, but not just Joe Rogan.
Who did you hear talk about? Like other podcasts? You talking about people on the street? You got knowledge from
other
the street?
podcasts and talking from people like comics and shit. You understand? I go to open mics, so I've just talked to a bunch of people who are comedy nerds, and everybody's talking about that, has their opinions on it and shit. You know what I mean? People got real strong opinions about it. I was just wondering what yours was.
I got a super unstrong opinion. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, let me ask you, just do you think it was racist, the tweet? Yes or no? And do you know what the tweet was, obviously?
In what context? Like, I don't know. It's all about in context, right? So
Yeah, in the context of if she's just a racist person, then yeah, it's super racist. But if it's
in the context that she literally thought that girl was Jewish, then
I don't think anybody thought
was
that
it
girl was Jewish.
racist?
I don't think anybody thought that girl was Jewish. I don't think it matters. I think if you
What's
look at
that-
that lady,
What's
that
that
lady
girl's
kind
name?
of,
Let me
the lady
see.
kind of looks
Let me
like a
see.
character. Look
I
at
don't know her name.
I don't know her name either. Just type in Rosanne Barr. Just type in Rosanne Barr. I don't fucking know this lady's name. Why would I know her name?
Been
Best thing
talking
ever-
about it, dude.
Yeah, best thing ever
Yeah.
happened to her in her life was getting called fucking Planet of the Apes by Roseanne. I'm just kidding. I mean, now everybody knows her. She's blown up. Next thing you know, she'll be fucking marrying the prince or
Wait, Roseanne has blonde hair and is skinny.
something. She's got white hair that's dyed, and she's liposucked. I'm just kidding.
Well, I typed in Roseanne. All I can find is Roseanne. Roseanne tweet.
I mean, if you look at the lady, I mean, I get why she would say that, but it's like just to not
Valerie
know.
Jarrett. Is that the lady's name?
Yeah. And then look up a side by side of that in Planet of the Apes. And the character, there's a
Dude.
certain character in Planet of the Apes that the lady actually, like, I think the character has short hair and shit, and she actually kind of resembles. Just to really push the envelope here on serious bullshit.
It depends on what picture you're looking at, whether or not. Because some of these, she's clearly black. In other ones, she's not.
I'm not asking whether or not she's black. I'm asking you if you pull up a side by side picture, if you can find one, type in her name and put side by side Planet of the Apes lady. Type that in, Planet of the Apes lady, because there's a character in there, and then tell me if you think they look similar. I'm just asking, just because I'm curious.
So I googled her name side by side apes.
Jeez, it's not that. No.
Why not?
I don't know. That's not. You might get it. I don't know. Let's see what you get. What do you got?
I didn't get it. It's nothing. I
Yeah,
got
because that's
nothing.
crazy. Type Planet of the Apes. Lady, and then type lady at the end. It was just apes. Jesus fuck, man. What the fuck is that? You literally just typed racist shit into Google. Like, now Google's like, what the hell is this guy talking about, dude? That was the fuck.
All right, dude, but I'm getting like joke pictures. People got this Planet of the Apes.
I don't know. There's probably some horrible like fucking Pepe Frog shit on there. I'm sure. But there's got to be one that has like side by side. But if not, I mean,
I can't find it. This is getting real racist though. With these fucking
I was kind of just seeing. I just wanted to see what
these
you thought about it.
images, dude. Oh
I'm
my
sure.
god.
Yeah, I'm sure there's just some fucking. There's some real stupid.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I could have sworn I saw
People-
one that looked pretty.
I bet it
fucking,
exists, but people probably all took it down because it's all offensive.
I don't think.
They've been policed.
Maybe. I don't know. But I think she's probably crazy, anyways, man.
I think
And
she's
she
definitely
probably
crazy.
she probably is like a little bit racist. I feel like.
I think she definitely is a little bit racist. I'd be willing.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to say
I'd be
she's a
willing to
little
bet.
bit racist.
I'd be willing to bet, and I don't know if it's like the nefarious type of racism, which it might be, but I definitely feel like she's just a little racist.
That's why she
naturally
likes
or
Trump.
Whatever, not naturally, but yeah, I don't know, man. Every time somebody just relates that right back to Trump, it's like it's just too easy, man. It's just people tossing that shit
Too
around and
easy.
using. Everybody just uses like because racism is so prevalent right now and like it's being exposed to the level that it is, I guess, which is great. But you have people that wield that word and that concept like dishonorably. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Like people that are just like take advantage of that and then they just like fucking push their own personal agenda, or they just fucking use it to have power, not power over people, but to like feel empowered, or to it like makes them feel like they're superior, or it's like a power struggle thing. Like they want to take over, or they want to like fight you or combat you. It's just so combative. It's weird. I don't think it works. That shit works for anybody. For one, I don't think you can have a conversation with your friend, be combative about it over racism, much less somebody who's actually racist as fuck. You know what I mean? But if you think about how like probably 85% of these super, you know, anti-racism, anti-fascism, anti-all this shit people would talk to an actual racist person, there's a 0% chance they would ever change that person's mind. There's just a 0% chance. There's no way. Because it would be way too combative. You know what I mean? Are you there? Are you checked out? He's looking at some shit now. He's probably looking at Shaq cream soda, guys. He's like,
No.
well, you know,
I finally found the picture right when you were starting that monologue. Yeah, but I got the idea of what you were saying, but I didn't follow your thought all the way through.
I was just wondering if you thought that she looks similar to that character in the show, in that movie, in that picture.
Does she look similar?
Yeah, like that's a joke that's possible. If you were a comic and you didn't think about what you said before you said it, because you just say shit because you're just saying whatever you think is funny. And guess what? One of the things that people do all the time is say, oh, that looks like that. That looks like that. Now, the Muslim Brotherhood thing is where I think it got. That's where I was like, that's weird. But
What?
people don't focus on the Muslim Brotherhood thing as much as they focus on
What's the Muslim
Planet of the
Brotherhood
Apes
thing?
That's like the black Muslims, I thought.
I don't know. Is this part of the tweet? Is it like another part of the tweet?
No, the tweet is that she looks like a mix between a black Muslim and a Planet of the Apes.
You didn't say a black Muslim, right?
Oh, not black Muslim, but sorry, the thing I said first.
Brotherhood of something?
Yeah, Muslim Brotherhood, Islamic Brotherhood. That's what it is.
Islamic or Muslim?
I think it's Islamic. It's the same fucking thing, man. Just look it up. Just type it in. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Come on, fuck, cocksucker. Look this shit up already.
Muslim Brotherhood.
Muslim Brotherhood. You get it. You know what I'm talking about.
Why was she tweeting about this lady?
I don't know.
Who is this lady?
She just saw it and thought she was gonna crack a joke, but she didn't realize that. I don't know, man. Maybe she was, like I said, I don't know. I don't know this fucking lady, so I don't want to make any things. It's just a weird thing to talk about because the way everyone's reacting to it is so visceral that it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Islamic Brotherhood thing is weird, right? Because then you're not just going by like just looks, I guess. Because I don't know. I guess that it's just because she's tan. Then you know what I mean?
She's saying she looks angry. I don't know. That's the only thing I can get from that.
Well, I'm saying if somebody looks like a character from Planet of the Apes, there are human beings that look like characters from that movie, without a doubt. Black, white, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. There's fucking dudes that are in fucking South America that look like Planet of the Apes characters in the jungle. One or two of the dudes in the tribe, maybe somewhere in Brazil, there's a dude that looks like a Planet of the Ape. I'm just saying. But so if you're just saying something based on that, wouldn't be as racist as saying it looks like Islamic Brotherhood mixed with Planet of the Apes, because then you're implying like black people fucking monkeys, which is like a way back fucking racist like put down kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's what that guy was getting shit on. That fucking dude that I ripped on him on stage. Travis ripped on him on stage.
Yeah.
Basically because he was bringing up that reference again, yeah. Which is just, it's ridiculous.
So does that guy come out every week and say racist shit?
No, sometimes it's just cornball ass old people jokes. It's annoying as fuck.
You guys can't blacklist him?
I just heard somebody say that if you shave a chimp down, it's got white skin. That's funny, right?
That's funny.
Yeah. It's just the furthest dark, so it's yeah. Who's the real fucking Planet of the Apes here, or whatever you want to call it? It's just funny, like Planet of the Apes is just hot now, dude. Don't even bring it up, dude. Don't even talk about that, man.
So I didn't realize they were talking about the 1970s Planet of the Apes. Isn't it a new one?
Yeah, we're talking about the OG one.
Yeah,
Where it
that's
was like
why.
they were more like they weren't like fucking actual apes. It was like people dressed up as fucking monkeys.
Yeah.
Or not even monkeys. They were like supposed to be a mix, I guess. You know what I mean? Or like some super intelligent ape race or whatever. From what I understand. Like I wonder if that initial movie had like some racial overtones to it or something, or if that was just. Because I mean, the idea is cool. It's like it sucks that it has to be connected to race. You know what I mean? Because apes, chimps are the closest things to us on this planet. It's like the one thing we can look at in the eyes in the zoo and be like, oh, this is crazy. Every time I go and I see like a gorilla in the zoo, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I hate this that you're in here. That sucks dick. I always feel that way, dude. Because they're always looking at you like, man, what the fuck? What do you want, dude? What? I'm waiting for somebody to throw a carrot at me. Scoop these up.
They can throw shit back at you.
Yeah, I know, right? But, yeah, and so like they're the closest thing to us, and they're fucking pretty fucking smart, and they're a lot like us in a lot of ways. So of course it would be cool to explore the concept of what if they got smarter than us, or what if fucking there's like another planet, yeah, like where they evolved instead of people, and it was just their way, which is the whole concept of that movie. I don't think it has anything racist at all about it, but I'm sure if you look on the Wikipedia, there's some documentary breaking down the extreme racial overtones of the original Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston is a bigot.
Right.
That's the new rap names we're coming up with. Me and this guy at work, he raps whatever, and he's got like a joke character that he was making up called Lil Phoebe, who's just like a secretly gay, but he doesn't know he's gay. But everything he says is like, "Look me in the eyes while you sucking my dick, faggot. I ain't never sucked a whole dick." And just saying shit like that's just really weird. And you're like, wait, what did you say? And then I'm gonna be the big OT.
I mean,
Sit on it for a second, dude. Just think about it.
bigot.
Yeah. Nice. It always takes about the same amount of time, dude. It's tight. The bigot. I think it's great. The fucking big OT, dude. Little phobia and the bigot.
Lil Phoebe and the bigot.
Little phobia and the bigot, dude. So we're gonna go to Trump rallies and fucking sell albums, dude. Like crazy. It's gonna be tight. So that did you hear about the whole Kanye thing? The whole scoopity poop doop ba da boop song was just like it's not his actual album. It's just fucking. I think he's just trolling.
Yeah, I heard that it wasn't on the.
Do you think they pulled it off the album, or do you think he is on some next level playing the game of like, look at all these dumb fucking white people thinking this stupid shit. I don't give a fuck about any of these people. It's like, I'm just gonna start fucking doing. I'm gonna make everybody think I'm fucking crazy. Fuck it. I don't have anything else to do. I don't have anything else to do.
Everyone already thinks he's crazy.
Yeah, so maybe that's what I'm saying. Like if like
Playing it up.
say you were, you know, I don't know, man. Somebody just beat something into you all the time. You think like a way to lash out, a very childish way too, especially if you're somebody like him who probably is, you know, reacts to things in a childish way, because he's always had everything. He's had everything handed to him for so long in this business. You know what I mean? You become like a child again because it's like, oh, I need water, get me water. Oh, I need this.
I think
get
it's
me
the
that.
opposite.
Dad, get me that.
It's the old. If someone calls you a name on the playground, you own it. Oh yeah, that's me. And then they can't. Then they don't have the power over you. You own it. So he's owning the fact that he's crazy.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that. Is that he's like, okay, you guys want to?
I don't think that's childish. That's mature.
You just sit on the playground.
That's where you learn.
Your actual concept didn't have to be in a child's zone, but apparently both of our minds took that to a child's area. Because other than that, it's like, in what situation? I'm saying like, in what situation outside of being famous would you ever be being called that names by that many people? There's no other realistic situation other than being on the playground at school.
No, I mean that shit happens in workplaces all the time.
Really?
Sure it happens, dude. I bet you've got stereotypes about people who work in your kitchen.
Somebody just walks past you every day at your cubicle and it's just like, sup, squeech. And then just the next guy comes by like, hey, little squeech day. Hope you're ready. Hope you got your pants pulled up tight. Squeech day, bitch.
It wouldn't be. It
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
be
bust your
that,
cheeks up in here.
It wouldn't be that blatant. It'd be a lot more. It'd be much more subtle, right?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, what would it be like? Like, they slight you every day. Like every day you come in and you have like a tub of Greek yogurt you bring in, but listen,
like,
you got that tub of Greek yogurt in the community fridge, and then every time you come by, you just see like spoon scoops, dude. But it's just everybody's taking one scoop. Everybody just says, "Man, fuck this motherfucker, dude," and they take a scoop out of your thing. No. By the time you get back, you're like, "Damn, everybody just took a hit out of my Greek."
Or like, be more like the guy that's always late, and everyone's always just throwing shade about him being late all the time. Like,
it's probably me, dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? People throwing shade on somebody for being late? What's that all about?
What is that about?
Yeah, I never heard of that. I never seen that. I probably don't get there in time to see all that, dude.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people bitching about people being late, but I never get there in time to hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good plan. That's the way to do it, dude. Oh man, why are you late? I didn't want to hear you guys bitch about people being late. You're always doing that whenever I come in here early.
Later.
Every time I get here early, all you guys do is complain about people being late for 10 minutes. I'm like, man, I might as well spend my 10 minutes in bed, dude. And listen to you guys complain. We're not going to do work. Nobody works the first 10 minutes unless you're late. Then you come in, you get right to work. Think about that, Sterling. Nobody really works the first 10 minutes of being at work unless you're late. You're 10 minutes late, then you get to work and you start working immediately. Think about that for a minute.
I don't think it's true. You still got to check in. You got shit to do.
You got to check in. Yeah. You got all this bullshit, blah, 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 blah. But no, when you get in there, you're like, oh, God, I got to knock all this out. And you knock it all out way faster because you're already 10 minutes behind. And you make up for it without that 10 minutes of sluggish bullshit of like, all right, I'm working my way into getting my groove into the day here. I'm kind of like, okay, shuffling paper, I'm still a little sleepy, whatever it is. And then, yeah. But when you're late, you're just like, fucking, it's all happening.
I mean, I don't care. I don't know. I'm not a traditional workplace sort of person, so I don't actually care. I was just setting up an example for you.
No, dude. This is real shit we're having right now, man. This is real shit, dude. We're having a debate about this now. I'm going to get a beer. I'll be right back. Talk, Sterling. Don't let everybody down, man. Let everybody know that truck nuts aren't just for hats anymore. They're for my truck nuts. They're not just for trucks anymore. Truck nuts, they're not just for trucks
EOS
anymore.
So there's this new blockchain protocol. It's not actually new. It's called EOS, and what it seems to do is it's going to be a decentralized application platform. These things already exist, but what EOS has done is they've used the Ethereum blockchain, and they launched an ICO, or initial coin offering, on there, and they did it over the course of a year, and they received a lot of flack for doing it this way. But the reason they did it that way was so that they could get the most tokens to the most people. Because if you have a year of time to invest in the initial coin offering, you can do it. Through doing this, they also raised over $4 billion.
This sounds like an ad. Are we doing ads now?
I'm talking about EOS.
Oh, okay.
So they raised over $4 billion, but that's partially because of the trust that people had, and they were sold on the hype, right? So there was hype around the guy who's making the blockchain. His name is Dan Larimore. He's done 2 successful blockchains previously. He was did Steam, which was the social network blockchain, and I don't remember the other ones. But he's done a lot of these projects, and one of the big problems with Bitcoin and Ethereum is the scalability, the number of transactions that they can do at any one time. And what EOS promises is to be faster or more scalable, let's say not faster, but more scalable than these previous versions. And so that will allow the decentralized application platform, which that just means that, you normally go to an app store, right? And you get an app. But this app is now being hosted on servers all around the world. That's what a decentralized application platform is. And
Okay.
if you own EOS tokens, that's how you pay to use the network to run your decentralized application. So that's where they have value, right? Because you have to buy these tokens to run your decentralized. And so I don't know. Anyways, okay. So here's what's new about it. So that 1 year ICO finally ended June 1st or June 3rd, about a week ago, and since then he did something. The creators of this did something unorthodox. They released the code just to everyone in the world, and then they're just gonna let random people start the blockchain. And it's super unorthodox, and it's led to some delays because the community started up. So I'm waiting on that to start up, and we'll see what happens.
Crazy, man. I'm waiting for all this shit to blow up.
Blow up in a good way or bad way?
One
Or
way or the
both.
other. One way or the other, dude. I don't know. Something's gonna happen though. It's gonna be one thing or the other for sure.
I think it's gonna be the future of commerce as long as we don't destroy ourselves.
Destroy ourselves
Dude.
before then? Is that what you said?
Yeah, did you listen to the SIDA guy, Solar Induced Dark Age? Hello?
Reduced Dark Age. Oh, you're talking about this is also we have a segment where we just do the Joe Rogan recap where Sterling only listens to one podcast and gets all of his information apparently direct from Joe Rogan himself. And so
From the horse's mouth.
this is straight from the horse's mouth, dude. And so he's been saying that a lot tonight. Really, horses on the mind. He's got horse mouths on the mind. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so here we go. The Joe Rogan portion. Latest news on Joe Rogan, Robert Shaq.
Well, I was actually talking about SIDA, where I did learn about it on there, but I went and read the guy's website.
Okay, tell me about it. That's way more than I would ever do. I took Joe Rogan's word for it, dude. I would just take Joe Rogan's word for it, really. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's a really intriguing
It's quite intriguing.
idea, and it's interesting, but I'd never heard anything really about it beyond he did talk about those couple instances with the telegraph, whatever it is, telegraph.
Do you ever think it's weird when the scientist goes, I don't really want to get into that, or I don't want to spend too much time on that right now, and it just seems like they're like, all right, I'm just gonna deflect. It's like a parry in a fencing match. And you're like, I'm not gonna be like, no, can you just get to that? Like, you can't like command them, but it's like, no, that's what I really wanted you to get into. There's why.
I think if you said that they would, but most of the time it's because, well, to explain that, I'm going to explain 5 other things, and that's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah, because
It's
what if
not
those
as
four? What if
important
4 of
as
those
you
5
think.
things are made up and untrue bullshit? Then we got a fucking conspiracy on our hands. So how do you like that, bud?
Got a fucking
Guess
conspiracy
where I'm
no
going.
matter
Guess where I'm going with that.
what we do.
Into the conspiracy zone. You've just entered the Serious Bullshit Podcast. Conspiracy Zone! This is Serious Bullshit
Nice.
Podcast, and we got conspiracies coming in here. You don't know what it's gonna be. Do you trust the government? Of course you don't. Do you think aliens stuck shit up your asshole last night? Fucking right they did. Do you think that ghosts are real? They are. And it was them sticking stuff up your butt too.
Stay tuned for
aliens.
the globalists.
Stay tuned for the globalists and some other people, and the Rothschilds gonna stick something up your butt as well. Woo! That's it. Conspiracies in your butt.
So,
It's a conspiracies in your butt podcast. Here we go.
I went and looked up the SIDA thing, right? Because it actually scared me. Like, listening to it, right? It's pretty scary. Like, yeah, we are an electrical society, and if what you're saying is true, right, that these things come down, it would mess up a whole electrical system we have. We'd be pretty fucked. It's like the more and more
sure.
we
I could not
rely.
play Conan. So what would I do? What am I supposed to do?
I don't know, dude. You might have to like
Step 1. What do I do now?
use your imagination when you're whacking your dick.
So, step 1. What do I do now?
Where do my hands go?
Well, now what? If all the power just went out, that would be it. It'd be like fucking goddamn. There would be so many people that were just like trying to figure out how to get back on their game for like 2 hours before they realized all the power was out everywhere in the world. It'd be like a long time of people being like, "What the fuck's going on with these cords?" and like trying to fuck with shit and like fucking flipping breakers and stuff and calling. They'd be like, "Man, what's wrong? Why can't I play video games?" They're like, "Dude, go outside. It's going down. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? It's the apocalypse, you dumbass."
Talking about
What? What? Send somebody down here now. I don't care if it's the fucking apocalypse.
I pay for this.
I'm trying to play PUBG. PUBG.
So anyways, yeah, it was scaring me, and so I wanted to go read more about it. It turns out he's basically the only one in the world that writes about it. So I was like, all right, I read this whole. I was hoping to find journal articles. If he's got journal articles on this specific subject, I couldn't find them. Now the whole like Egypt thing being older than we thought, fine. I don't have a very strong opinion about that. Don't really care.
Do you think
cool.
it's true? Does he have a lot of evidence on that?
It sounded true to me. Like,
does he have a lot of evidence on that though, or like
here's the thing.
everybody just thinks
I'm
he's
a
an
dummy
asshole?
when it comes to history. So tell me that all of a sudden this thing that happened a long time ago that I didn't know exactly how long happened even longer ago. It's basically the same to me. Nothing actually changed for me because I'm a dummy on. I didn't know that was 2,000 years ago or 2000 BC. Now he's saying it was 8,000 BC. It's like, all right.
Well, the significance of it is the cycle in technology.
Right, nonlinear human growth. And
yeah, exactly. Which changes that could literally make it like that could change the whole way we perceive everything with that if it's cyclical or something like that. I think so.
That is true, but that gets to his Siddha point, and he's kind of touting that.
He sounds like this guy's dude. Honestly, dude, this guy's setting off my bullsitter meter, dude. I think he might be a bullsitter.
A bullsitter?
A bullsitter.
What is he, Sid? He's sitting?
Isn't this shit called Siddha?
Oh, bullshit.
Oh my god, he didn't get it, guys. It's the name of the podcast series, bullshit. And this
I
dude
get
didn't get
that.
the bullsitter.
I didn't get that you're saying
He's a real
bullsitter.
bullsitter, dude, man. He's always bullsitting.
SIDA.
Sorry, dude. Wow. I mean, I'm not sorry. I thought that should have.
I would have got it in
Guys,
person.
write in
I can't see
at
your face right now.
basescriptures@gmail.com and let me know if that was on me or him. I need to know.
Nah, that was on.
And I also
on
need to
me.
know, do you think Mike can eat 5 waffles? Go ahead, sorry. In a row.
Mike can eat 5 waffles in a row.
5 waffles in a row, you think so?
Oh, Waffle House waffles. That's a new. You didn't say Waffle
Not
House
Eggos,
waffles.
not Eggos, not Eggos. Yeah. Let me clarify. 5 Waffle House waffles in a row. Claims he can. He actually claims that he can easy.
I think he can.
And I think he says that other people have probably smashed way more waffles than that. But some lady says she saw somebody smash maybe 3. Dude, you know that fucking 5th
you
waffle?
guys were calling
There's a waffle wall.
to get the count?
Of course, we were calling Waffle Houses to see what they thought and whether they thought he could even. I mean, yeah, man. If you got a question, call the people who know the answers.
World records on that?
I'm sure somebody's eating like 30 fucking waffles. That fucking guy on goddamn Man vs. Foods probably crammed 30 waffles in before he barfed all over himself out back by the dumpster. Nobody ever lets you know about all the barfing that he does afterwards, I'm sure.
Dude, there's
The
a Guinness
massive
World
fucking
Record for fastest time
Tomato
to
can
eat.
shit that comes out of his
Oh, these
ass.
are
What?
3 waffles. These aren't even Waffle House waffles.
What do you mean 3 waffles? Like the little stackers? Frozen
So
waffles?
there's a Guinness World Record, which is obviously just a business, but
It's a cool business. I like Guinness World Record business. Isn't that a tight ass business, dude? It's like, yeah, I kind of want to know who's good at weird shit sometimes. That's cool. It's great when you're a kid in the library and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then you just get that Guinness Book of World Records book off the shelf, dude. Like, I don't know if you ever did that. Dude, you look super concerned right now with what you're reading. Did you just get an email or something? Is everything all right, dude? What the
I'm
fuck is
trying
going on in
to-
your face, dude?
tired.
Dude, it looked like you were watching a soap opera for a second, dude. I was like, whoa, man. He's showing a lot of emotion. What's going on here?
Well, the page didn't have the actual time, and it didn't have anywhere that made it obvious that I could see what the time fastest time to eat 3 waffles was.
Yeah.
So I was just kidding around.
Oh, fastest time to eat 3 waffles. Now that I'm just talking about how many I don't think he could get through 5 waffles, and I don't want him to be able to eat them at once. Is my plan.
I think that
that's how you do it. But I don't want him to be able to do it like that. I want him to have to eat waffle, 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 waffle. That way they stack up. That way they stack up.
You're saying it can't be a stacked 5 stacked waffles.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was imagining him getting them down. I was like, well, you stack them on top of each other, probably got 11 to 15
cram them all in your
bites.
stupid face that would eat.
Yeah, you got 11 to 15. But you're saying individual waffles. See, that changes the game.
Yeah.
That's a new game.
That's a new whole game, bro.
That's a new game.
You just started a whole new
waffles.
game. I think he might think he's
stacking
stacking waffles, dude. He might be trying to stack waffles, and I'm trying to say no stacking waffles. But you know what? I might let him stack. And I still don't think. I mark my words right here. I'm saying it live. Serious bullshit. Another exclusive besides Rob Lowe. We gave you an exclusive earlier about Rob Lowe. Literally, I said it was exclusive like 20 times, and then it was fucking literal like a 20 or 30-year-old story. But but this, I guess, is also an exclusive. It's a loose meaning, all right? Don't worry about it. We throw that around a little bit here. All right. I forgot what the exclusive was.
Stacked 5. Mike can't do it.
Yeah, no 5 stack. No 5 stack for Mike. It's
all
just
right,
not
so
possible.
here's the thing. You conceded on the stacked, so I think that we now get to establish a time limit. You got a time.
Okay, time limit is great. It definitely needs to be a thing. And also, what beverage does he get? And does he get syrup? Because that would be impossible without it. It's impossible without syrup, right?
Dry waffles?
5 dry waffles. I'm just gonna. That's less of a challenge and more of just a let's laugh at you eat 5 dry waffles while you struggle to breathe. Honestly, while you quite frankly just struggle for a breath in between all that waffly fucking goodness, dude. You get butter.
No one's eating dry waffles. That's not even
you
a
get
waffle.
butter. It's a keto experience. They're meat waffles. What?
Meat waffles. No one's eating dry waffles. That's not even a waffle anymore.
No.
I don't think it's a waffle if you're eating dry.
Cruel.
It's
like I
just
said,
eating
that
bread.
would just be cruel. Yeah, we're just laughing at somebody, and it's we're getting in a real ass to ass type scenario right there that I don't want to be involved in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're trying to get a time limit, and then we'll figure out condiments, drinks. I guess that could change everything.
Time limit.
For the time limit, we gotta figure out drinks first.
Yeah, if it was 5 dry waffles, that could take days.
Well, no, we're not doing dry waffles. There's at least minimum butter, and there might be a limited amount of syrup. Maybe it's not infinite syrup.
No, I think you should be allowed a regulation Waffle House butter cup, to-go butter cup per waffle, regulation.
Yeah, 5 regulation butter cups.
And 5 regulation syrups. Now, most people, if they're anything like me or anything like anybody with half a goddamn...
Syrups are this big.
Nah, bro, that's regulation, okay? They make them that size for a reason. They make them that size. No, not regulation bottle. No, I'm talking about the little cups that come in the to-go cups. 1 regulation size cup of syrup.
Oh, to-go cup.
Per waffle.
I thought you were talking about table size.
Yeah, but they usually will throw an extra one in there for you because they know your ass wants 2 of these motherfucking cups. But regulation's regulation. He's got to play by the standard traditional rules, the classical rules that Waffle House has had since they probably started off whenever the guys started
I
making
think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has to yeah, that's fair, right? It's 5 syrups and 5 butters.
5 or 5
waffles.
plus 1.
No, he doesn't get any extra. There's no cheating here. He's not the Patriots of waffle eating. He's going to have to follow the rules.
All right. That all sounds pretty fair to me.
I think so, too.
It's going to be a little skimpy, but it's not cruel.
Exactly. Now, do you think he can pull it off is the question.
Whoa. Now we've established that. What about drinks?
Oh, drinks, man. Honestly, it's 5 waffles, man. It's not. You don't get a drink. No, you
No
get water.
drink.
Just kidding.
What about coffee? You
I
have
would say-
coffee?
I would say you can have whatever he wants to drink. I'm not gonna. I don't think that matters
Unlimited
to me.
drinks.
Yeah, unlimited drink. If you know what I mean, because the more he drinks, the more he's likely to fail because that's the more room he's putting in his stomach, man.
I don't know. It might mush down all that mush. Push it down a little.
Yeah, but water's. I mean, that volume's not going anywhere.
All right, we
Once it
got
gets in your
unlimited
stomach, it's
drinks.
sloshing around.
We got
Unlimited
unlimited
drinks.
drinks.
Yeah, with the hopes that he gets real thirsty eating all these waffles. That's part of my plan that I don't think he's thought out about yet. Is that he's gonna get very thirsty about halfway through because no matter how much butter, no, let me hear me out. No matter how much butter and syrup you got, butter for one is gonna dry your mouth out. That's just what it does. So fucking salty, buttery, fucking waffles, all those carbs, all that dough, soaking up all your mouth. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm so thirsty. I need to get some of this down, dude. He's gonna be pounding water. Fucking halfway. It's probably gonna be sweet tea for one. He's gonna be pounding sweet tea, and then that's also gonna set off more sweet. He's not gonna be wanting any more sweet at that point, man. I guarantee you, man. 3/4 of the way through these waffles, due to the dehydration and then excessive drinking factor, and also the sweetness of the sweet tea that he doesn't anticipate before. He should have gotten water, but he got sweet tea to balance out. You know what I mean? Not too much sweet here because of all the syrup. Those last 5 bites are going to be too much, man. He's going to be looking at it. It's going to make him want to throw up. And we might have an experience where we see a little bit of vomit on that day. Over to you, Sterling. Go ahead.
So now I'm trying to set the time limit.
Sorry, I was just commentating that experience.
What is the regulation time limit here?
The regulation time? Well,
Is
we
it
got
10
regulation
minutes?
butter. We got regulation syrup. Now we need regulation time. I think... I mean, honestly, it should be like a 5-minute timer, but yeah, 10 minutes is fair.
No, 5
He's
is
not
way
yeah,
too
he's
short.
not professional. He's not professional. We'll give him 10. Give him 12. No, give him 10.
Yeah, I think 10 minutes is good because it keeps it interesting. The crowd stays live. You know, we only got 10 minutes. You can't, like, 20 minutes is like, I'll tune in at minute 15, see where he's at.
Yeah, let me see what's going on. Yeah, 20 is way too excessive. I mean, he might as well have fucking check his emails and fucking do whatever else while he's fucking eating these goddamn waffles. It's trying to be a challenge here, not a fucking midday relax session.
I don't know, but think about, let's say you're trying to smash one waffle. What's your time? Smashing one.
Dude, if you're really hungry and that waffle's looking dank, you could smash a waffle in a minute easily.
No. Good. Can't.
You don't think you can smash a waffle in 1 minute?
Not in one.
I don't think you realize how long a minute is, dude.
Well, here's the thing. He's getting
you're
5
smashing
waffles. Wait. He's getting 5 waffles with 5 regulation syrups and 5 regulation butters. He's got to apply.
Yeah.
He's got to apply.
Oh, now if we're doing that, that changes everything.
He can't
I was expecting him to get the whole plate pre-applied, slid in front of him. Bam, go.
He's got to apply it himself, you know?
Oh, if he's got to apply himself, then we're talking all kinds of time here. He could have bad fucking scrape game with his knife, dude. He could be scraping all over the place. He could be having chunks of butter falling off onto the side of the plate and shit, and then trying to scoop them up. You know, like if like a chunk of butter falls off onto the side, and you're trying to scoop it up with the knife onto the thing, and it's just sliding off over and over again because it's butter. He's not gonna be. No, man.
That's what makes it interesting, dude. No, dude, that's what makes it interesting.
No, now we're talking
the prep game. Prep game is part of the. That's why he gets 10 minutes.
Well, if you're incorporating prep game, we're gonna have to really extend this event because there's gonna be a lot of pregame activities. Is all I'm saying. I'm saying that like the preliminaries might be longer than the main event. It's the kind of thing we got going on here. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know if that's how we want to. I don't know if that's how we want to structure this thing. If we want to keep the momentum going, you know what I'm saying? Because it might just be like, all right, let's get this started, and then we got to sit there and watch Mike try to butter a fucking waffle and syrup it for fucking 10 minutes.
But if you're doing good commentary the way a commentator does, it's going to be good the whole way through.
I'm just going to be making fun of him and hoping he fucks it up is what I'm going to be trying to do then, just to make sure he doesn't achieve the victory, because I don't know what we planned on it yet or what the victory thing is, but we got to have something riding on this, right? What should we... Now we get to the real good shit is what should we have right on this? Cash? That's not as fun.
Wait, so we at 10 minutes, just to be clear? We're at 10 minutes.
10 minutes on the time?
Where we at on the time?
If he has everything preset. If not, we're talking at least 15. We're talking 15.
All right. We're talking 10 to 15, depending on.
No, you know
prep
what?
game
You know
versus
what?
no
What
prep
kind of
game.
fucking dumbass can't butter fucking 5 waffles in 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes? He gets 12 minutes. Fuck that. Fuck that.
12
guy.
minutes.
Yeah. What do you think? 12 minutes. Regulation time with regulation butter and regulation syrup. What do you think? Dead air.
Yeah, we gotta. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking that 12 is very fair, but we gotta throw it to Mike, and Mike's gotta agree to the challenge. So we'll see. Now, what
He's
if we-
already agreed to this motherfucking challenge.
No, but we just threw down. We just clarified all the rules. He had an idea of a challenge. We clarified the rules though.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, he was so confident that he could eat these 5 waffles that there's no way he's not that he's not still. I'm telling you, he thinks he can eat those 5 fucking waffles, bro. I'm telling you, he does. I think he's overconfident. I think he can eat those 5. Mike thinks he can eat those 5 waffles in like 3 minutes. Okay, I'm actually setting up an even more fair. I'm actually giving him a chance here. I'm just kidding. If Mike was here, he'd be setting this. He'd be like, I can smash those waffles fucking right now in like 2 minutes. Give them to me. I'll fucking eat them up.
Well, here's what I'll put on the line. If he can do it, I will send him 1 EOS. What I'll do.
1 EOS?
Yeah, 1 EOS token. That's what I'll put on the line.
Sounds like a fucking god, dude. What is that? EOS. I should have sent
I
you
already
1
explained
EOS.
it.
We're all gonna be
I already
using
explained
video
it.
game currency in the future, so that's what's going on, dude. We all use video game fucking pay-to-play currencies, dude.
Yeah.
EOS. You can buy a fucking 5 EOS for $9.99 and spend those
Yeah,
on
you can.
upgrading your gear stirs. It was a joke, but way to cut it off. Way to nerd dab me right there and cut it off, dude. Actually, it isn't. Actually, 1 EOS is valued. I'm just kidding. No, there's
So
got to
I'll
be
give
an
him
actual.
1
There's got to
EOS.
be stakes. No. What should the stakes be? It can't just be cash. Like I said, that's not fun. It's not
Gosh,
fun
it's
for a
EOS.
podcast. How's that good podcast though?
Stakes.
It's got to be something.
So here's the thing. I actually think he can do it. So I don't really want to bet against him, which is why I was just going to give him an EOS for doing it. I think he can.
That's fine. You can just pay him like some kind of weird prostitute to do this for you. Like you can pay a lot of people to do this type of thing for you if you want
Well,
to,
see-
probably for less.
I hope walk through all the. Well, I'm not buying the waffles, so.
But the idea is that me
Probably
and
just
him
going
are
to cover
going
the
head to
cost
head
of
here.
waffles.
Me and him
Not
are going
really
head to
paying
head
him.
here. Yeah, me and him are going head to head here, and one of us is going to come out on top, and the other person is going to have
It's going to be at the bottom.
is going to be on the bottom. So what do we do? So what do we do now? We 69.
What does the
What do
bottom
we do?
get? That's what you want to know.
I
What
want
do
to know
they
what
get?
the bottom gets. What does
What
the
are you
bottom
getting
get
for
in this
the
fucking
bottom?
top-down situation? We got a real top-down situation here. Somebody check the fucking Somebody check the latitude.
What does the bottom get? That's the ow.
What's the latitude here? It's the top-down situation. I'm right here at the equator. Dude, what are you thinking about right now?
I was wondering if credit cards had all credit cards had the chip on the same side.
Yes, they do. Probably.
Probably, right?
Yeah, because they always have the same picture on the thing, so you know which way to stick it in.
I had to think about it.
You
So what do
really
you think,
were
dude?
thinking about that, dude.
What do you
Wow.
think about straws have 1 hole or 2?
What?
Straws have 1 hole or 2.
Do straws have 1 hole or 2? 2. What? I didn't pick up what you just said. What did you say?
There's just one. There's 1 hole.
No, man. There's definitely 2 holes.
Only one, dude. It's a cylinder with 1 hole through it.
What's the definition of hole?
Oh, I don't actually know.
Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's find out what's going on here. What is hole? What is a hole?
Hole.
That'd be hard to define.
Is a hollow place, an opening through a solid body, or an excavation in the ground.
Yes, there's 2 openings in the structure.
There's only 1 hollow place. It's the same hollow place. There's only 1.
Yeah, but there's 2 openings. So there's 2 holes.
That's the same one though.
Well, there's
No,
one
it's
hollow place. One hollow place within 2 holes.
No, it's only one hole.
Hey, if you dig a hole through the earth, right, and you end up in China, is that person in China? They look at it and they say, "Look at this hole," right? But if you're in America on the other side, you also say, "Look at this hole." You don't say,
But
"This
it's
is
the
one
same
hole."
hole.
No, it's
No,
2
you don't
holes.
say it's 2 holes. No, it's the
No.
same hole.
Dude, if
You're
you looked
talking
at that
about
hole,
the same hole.
if you look at that hole in China and you look at that hole in the United States, you'd never think it was the same hole. Because it's 2 different holes.
But-
One hole's got a whole no, listen. If you had to describe the 2 holes, one hole might have a different entryway, and one hole might be a little fucked up, a little bit wider, and then it got skinnier towards China. And then it was saying,
But it's
"Oh,
the same hole all the
no,"
way
because
through.
one hole is about 2 foot in diameter, and the other hole is 3.
But it's the same hole. It doesn't
No.
matter what side of the hole you're on. It's still
Well, then
one hole.
what's the thing called on that side then? If it's not a hole, what's the exit point?
They're
called?
both holes.
They're both holes. So there's 2 holes.
It's
Yes!
one hole with 2 exits.
I don't know what just happened there. But no, I'm saying what do you call the thing on the exit? What is that? Is that not a hole?
It is a hole, but it's the same hole.
No, it's 2 holes. Because if those
Nah,
guys are
dude.
both, listen, if a man in China and a man in America goes, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's actually on the opposite side of the world from each other, but it's just the thing you hear. But if those 2 people say, "Look at this hole" at the same time, they're not saying, "Look at the same hole." They're saying, "Look at this hole over here and look at this hole over here."
Problem
2
is,
different
you're
places at a
talking
time.
about the world, and I'm talking about a straw.
Yeah, man. Well, this is a straw through the world.
No, because the straw's like a sphere, so you're like imagining yourself
blowing
standing on
this-
top of this hole.
I'm imagining myself looking at a straw, and I'm looking at this hole, and I look at that hole. This hole is actually a little bit bent. Looks like I chewed on this hole. Somebody chewed on this hole, but this hole is perfectly rounded. Otherwise, how else would I be able to describe it? What are these
that's
called?
the
No, what are they
outside of the
called?
hole. You got it wrong. That's the outside of the hole. The inside of the hole.
Oh, it appears the
is the
outer
hole.
hole. It appears the outer hole, and then the inner hole is the actual hole. That's what you're saying.
No, so you got the A hole and the B hole.
You got your A hole and your B hole, baby. Okay. Which one is the real hole?
And I'm telling you, there's only an A hole.
Which
You
one is
think
the hole
there's
at
a B
hand?
hole. You think there's a B hole, but there's really only an A hole.
A hole here. Okay. See, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. We could like put this up on YouTube. It'll be like those guys who were like, "Is it wet? Wet? What?" Oh, that fucking viral video that went around.
I don't know
Where
what you're
it's
talking
those
about.
dudes who are just arguing about being wet and whether a fish is wet
Is
in
a
the water.
fish wet?
in the water.
What does it mean to be wet? I think
I don't
so.
know, man.
But
I
what's
don't
the
know.
what's the
Something like
straight
that.
definition?
I don't know, man. It's a lot like holes, though. Quit trying to skip away from it because I think you.
No, I think there's just one hole. It's the same hole.
Then what do you call the thing on the outside? The
It's
hole
a
is
hole,
the thing I'm looking into.
But just because you're looking at a different side of the hole doesn't make it a different hole.
What do you, all right, so the thing that comes out of the ground, all right, say it's just a chamber that doesn't actually come through the surface, right? Then it's
Okay.
just cylinders. You bust one side open. Now it's a hole, right? Now you have one hole in this chamber. Uh-oh. All right, now listen, wait, no, seriously. All right, so you have a complete closed-off cylinder, okay? It's a Pringles can with 2 tops on it.
Yeah. Hello? There? Lost you. Lost you. Hello? You're gone. Dude, you're gone. Gone.
Uh-oh, hello?
Yo, you're back.
Yo, I'm back. Sorry about that, dude. I don't know what the fuck that shit is, man. It happens sometimes, though. When I do
Find
this
a-
podcast specifically, bro.
Find a hole.
You-
in it.
Is there like a hole in here? So did you get my great example that I had?
No, dude, you cut out.
It really was a great example. God damn it. All right, so I said, if you have a complete closed-off cylinder, right? Like, for example, a Pringles can.
The two
So,
tops.
Yeah,
Got
all
that
right, so,
part.
yeah, with 2 tops on it. Now, if you pop one of these tops off, you got 1 hole in this cylinder.
Right. But if you just open the other end, it's still.
No. If you pop the other end, listen. If you pop the other end off, if there was a hole you could pop open in the middle of it, it wouldn't just be 1 hole in it. Now there'd be 2 holes. Just because the hole is on the opposite end, perfectly, the position of the hole doesn't change the nature of it being a second hole. So okay,
I don't care if it's perfect.
say
or
you have
not.
a sphere. No, wait. Hang on, just listen to what I'm saying. Say you have a sphere, right? And you have a hole going directly down here, but then perpendicularly, or you have a hole going directly down, and you have a hole going sideways like this into 2 different sides of the earth, right?
I don't
They
know
meet
what
in the
you're
middle.
doing.
That's 2 different holes in the ground. I'm trying to give you a visual here, if you can see my
I
fingers,
see. I see it. Yeah.
right?
I did.
And so they
Even
meet here,
over
so that
there.
would be 2 different holes in the ground.
But
But
he's got-
if you
he's holding his
just turn
fingers
the
at 90
location,
degrees.
yeah, if you just turn the location of it to 180 degrees, it doesn't change the nature of it being another hole still. They just happen to be perfectly aligned. Still 2 holes, but in perfect alignment,
I would say that if
which
those
gives
two
the
holes at 90
perception of
degrees-
being 1 hole. Sorry.
I would say that if those 2 holes are 90 degrees were connected, 1 hole.
Still 1 hole?
It's the same hole.
I love this.
Uh,
This is great. Still 1 hole. I just had that whole great example that I came up with, and all I get back, still 1 hole.
Now I told you, if those 2 90-degree holes are connected, you only got an A hole. There's
So
no B
literally,
hole.
so then I don't understand to where if you're just digging these 2 holes from the center and they eventually touch in the middle, now
was
you
until
just
they
took
touched.
no. Listen, somehow we subtracted a hole here. We just had 2 holes. All of a sudden they meet up, and now it's just 1 hole.
Well, if you got 2
It
bottles
should be
of
3
water
holes now.
and you pour half the bottle into one, you just got 1 bottle of water because you mixed them up. They're all mixed up now. Now it's just one.
What? What's going on over now? We're using water. What's happening here?
Yeah, the water. It's connected. So either side's connected. Like you're just mixing 2 things. So you can have 2 things that are separate, and then you put them together, and then it's just one thing.
Yeah, but not holes.
Yeah, and holes too.
You said
dude.
something. You said some things, and those some things just don't include holes, my friend.
It almost exclusively includes holes.
Nope.
This
Holes
law-
is the exception to the rule, my friend.
holes is not the exception. It's actually the rule to the rule.
So if you have like 60 holes drilled into the center of the earth in all different places and all around the world, it's all just 1 hole once they meet. It's just one big.
Once they meet, it's
one
just
big
one
crazy
hole. It's
hole
the same
here.
hole with a
Big
bunch
hole.
of tunnels. Now we got different tunnels.
No, whoa,
Within the hole.
whoa. What the fuck is a tunnel, dude? Hey,
Oh,
what
it's
is this
different
tunnel
parts-
talk?
It's different
What's this
parts of the
tunnel talk?
hole.
What's
It's
this
different
tunnel
parts
talk?
of the hole.
No. I believe the tunnel is the thing in between the 2 holes, bro. I think what we got here is you giving me
Now,
what
see,
I
the
needed
inside of
to
the hole-
finish my whole thing here is that the tunnel is the thing within. The tunnel is the one thing. 2 holes on the end are what create the tunnel.
No, a tunnel can just go down and not go anywhere. It doesn't need another side.
But you need a hole to make a tunnel.
You need 1 hole to make a tunnel.
No, you
But
need
just
2
'cause
holes.
You add an,
Dude, if
if
you
you
don't
add-
have 2
no.
holes, it's not a tunnel, Sterling, because then it's just a dead end.
no,
A
it's still
tunnel leads
tunnel.
to somewhere. A tunnel leads to another place, right? So
Not
that
if you don't know
tunnel.
where- if you don't know if it ends or doesn't, if you just stumble upon it,
Tunnel stumbling?
you just stumble upon a tunnel, you don't know. don't
Are you
know.
tunnel stumbling, dude?
I have in the past. It's happened actually in real life.
I've been splunking.
Exactly. when you go splunking, you don't know if is that one hole or two.
Whoa. It's not, because it's all one hole. That's all you know, because you're just like, whatever, man. No matter how many holes I see in this place, or no matter how many different things I see in here, it's all just one hole to me.
You don't know if
No
it's
matter
the A
what.
hole or the B hole. It could be
never
the A
know.
hole.
I can never tell the difference between those things if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, okay? And that's not my fault. I just, you
It's
don't
confusing.
Yeah,
It's
well,
confusing.
you get brought up different ways. It's just how it is. The way I look on this camera frozen up right now is hilarious. It is fantastic.
Get your hands in the air.
Right?
Have we
Look
not
at
been
that.
recording this? Have we not been recording
No.
this?
It's all audio is all here. All the good stuff's all here. All the shit that matters. But there's just been when that thing reset, it reset the video too. And so it's gonna now look like a ghost, and yeah.
I see me.
You see you.
Yeah, I'm moving. You still got your hands in the air.
Oh no, it's about to come back. We should be fixed now. At
Yeah,
least it is for me.
you're back.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Technically, my mouth connects to my butthole. Is that two holes? I say that's two holes. Two holes. I said technically my booty hole is connected to my mouth hole, but that's two motherfucking different holes to me. I don't know about
One
you, but I
hole.
treat my booty hole a lot different than I treat my mouth hole. So what you doing with your booty hole, and what you doing with your mouth hole, since it's all the same hole, all one hole? Hey, for Sterling, hey, it's just the same hole. He said, hey, can I stick it in your booty hole? He said, hey, it's all the same hole to me, ho. Let's do it. My dick hole, like my butt hole, like my mouth hole, like my ear hole. It's all the same hole to me. Hey, it's all the same hole to me. I'm pretty sure it all connects in the middle. I'm pretty sure it all connects in the middle, so it's all one hole to me. Come and get it. It's all one hole to me. I'm pretty sure it all connects in the middle. It's all one hole to me.
See, what's weird about those holes is that the fluid changes in between. So before we were talking about air holes exclusive. Now we're mixing air holes with fluid holes. Different types of fluid holes. So it gets really weird when you start mixing fluids.
Now, what happens when you put Pringles?
I don't
in
even
that
know if it's a
hole?
hole anymore. So
What if it's a Pringle
might be
hole?
the Pringle hole. I mean, Pringle hole is just. What do you mean? What about a Pringle hole?
It's like, dude, I got this can of juice, right? And like, oh shit, I poked a hole in the top of this can. Okay, cool. And then somehow, it's like a dumbass, it got turned over, and I poked a hole in the bottom of the can. 2 holes.
Right, because in that case you got fluid separating the two
Yeah,
holes.
but
So
if
I
it's
think
air,
that
if air particles move just like fluid particles in and out of the thing, I mean,
they
there's 2
are, but I'm
holes.
talking about two different types of fluid. So you got air on one side, and you got the fluid draining out the other. So they're actually split by like a membrane. It just feels different.
2 holes, you need to make a bong. 2 holes, you need to make a pipe. You need 2 holes to smoke out of an apple. 2 holes. You can't just make 1 hole and smoke out of that apple. You have to literally smoke. If you wanted to ever smoke out of an apple, kids, you stab a fucking pen that you've gutted a big pen, and you stab that into the top of the apple where the stem goes, and then you pull that out and you get all the little apple stuff out of it, and then you go into the side of it and you jam everything in there, and that's where you put your mouth and you pack your little weed into the top of it, where the stem went. And that takes 2 separate holes to create one entire.
Well, they
tunnel
were
chamber.
2 separate holes until they became 1 hole.
No, it's not 1 hole. They each have their own function. They're 2 separate
Once they
holes.
met up, it's the same hole.
This is the same argument, but except I'm coming up with all these different arguments here, and all I get from you is it's still the same hole. I don't.
I'm breaking it down to first principles. You're trying to beef it up, make it.
I'm trying to fucking Jordan Peterson this argument up here, and you're just giving me the old Sam Harris. I don't like it. I don't know anything about those 2 guys, but
that was funny.
Yeah, I guess it made sense to me. Made enough sense to me, not knowing much about them.
I don't really know. I haven't seen their thing together. I have wanted to watch it. I have wanted to. I really want to see.
I feel like I could get
Peterson's
through
thing
10
on
minutes
religion.
of those 2 guys without being like, these 2 fucking. Just shut the fuck up, guys. Like, what are we doing here? I don't know. It's boring to me. Hearing people reiterate the same type of points and try to get their point across to somebody else, and like, I'm just tired of hearing people debate, dude. I'm over it.
Dude, Jordan Peterson has a great lecture series on The Lion King. You should check it out.
I'm tired of getting lectured right now, dude. Just like everywhere you go, just getting lectured on The Lion King. Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody had a great point that all of his favorite movies were from like a certain point before. It was all of the Disney movies that he likes are from when he was a kid, and all the ones that he hates are from after he was a kid. Like he loves all the old Disney shit. And people, I don't know, people were just saying like maybe he's a
When
little
he
fucking
was a
weird about
kid,
that.
that's when I was a kid.
When he
Jordan
was a
Peterson
kid,
is old
he's
as
old.
fuck.
That's what I'm saying. The old shit. He praises. He likes the old shit, but he doesn't like the new shit.
He likes The Lion King and he likes Pinocchio, which were
Dude, the way you just said that was like I triggered you. I think, dude. Were you a little triggered just then when I said that, dude?
doesn't
Sorry.
make sense. Saying that what you're saying doesn't make sense.
Man, are you trying to say that Rick and Morty's good? Because it's not. Never
Dude, I
mind.
don't like Rick and Morty.
I know. It's just I was just throwing that into the troll camp. There.
You're
Somebody who was
just
listening.
checking.
Somebody who was listening for a second just almost fucking lost their mind.
Until we said actually Rick and Morty is a terrible show. And then they chilled out.
Well, they know the deal.
Because Rick and Morty fans actually don't listen to this podcast.
No, I'm sure one will eventually stumble upon in one of the many multiverses of the same episode concept that they have all the time with the same, whatever corny characters. That show sucks, dude. It's for fucking. It's for people who just. It's just for people who want to think they like a good show and they want to think they're real smart, man. You know what I mean? That's the best thing to say to somebody who loves Rick and Morty. Is you say it's just for people who just want to feel like they're really fucking smart and they think they're superior to people, and you'll just set somebody off, dude. They can't handle it. They cannot handle that you took something that they revere so much and spoke about it in that blasphemic way. It's almost as if we were in the fucking Victorian era and somebody blasphemed about the Lord, dude, It's crazy. Somebody
Yeah,
it was like we were in the
I'll try
Victorian
that
era and
next
somebody
chance
was
I get.
trying to walk around with their ankles out.
Yeah, I'll try it. Next Rick and Morty fan I see with the shirt, I'll let them know.
Yeah, just be like, "Hey man, this
Did
show's
you
for-
know?
This show's for people who think that they're smart and they want to watch a show that makes them feel like they're smart. Just say that, and dude, I'm telling you right now, that guy might fight you. Straight up, you might get fought by a guy in a Rick and Morty shirt for saying that, because they take that shit real serious, man.
I'll try it. I'll see what's up.
There's a grain of truth in it, even if it's not like the real reason, but it's like they do get some sense of feeling smarter for having watched that show. And so you bring that up, but also you just caricaturize it to the point where it's ridiculous and over the top and it's not true. And then see if you get a reaction out of it. It's really horrible. That's like some diabolical shit, man. I should probably get therapy. I'm a fucking piece of garbage, huh?
No, that's normal. That's really good for a comedian to be able to pick out the kind of things that make people angry. So, like I always hear, Chris D'Elia loves to point out things that people get mad about. And one that really stuck with me was like guys. He's like, if you want to bother a guy, you just walk in and you just like keep looking at his hair, and you're like, and if they ask you, it's like, oh, it's something wrong with your hair, and like what, and oh, nothing. Just he was just talking about how guys they freak out about their hair.
I guess, dude, not me. That's some Chris D'Elia shit. That sounds like it's so from the perspective of Chris D'Elia, who definitely gives a fuck about his hair all the time because he's like, that's fucking his image is part of his thing, dude. He's a fucking a playboy. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really relate to that, but that's funny.
I bet he gets people with that. He lives in LA.
If you
so.
do that to anybody, though, I feel like that would just be like, why are you looking at my fucking hair all the time instead of looking at me? Why do you keep looking at anything? If you looked at my hand 20 times, I'd be like, why the fuck are you looking at my hand right now? What's going on here?
Well,
Is my dick in my hand right now? Is my dick in my hand? Wait, don't tell me.
Purpose.
No, don't tell me. But is my dick in my hand right now? No? Thank you. I had a dream about that last night. I had a dream that I came to Chris D'Elia's party and my dick was in my hand. And I didn't know it.
Dude,
Mystical was there. Me and Mystical walked in with our dicks in our hand and left with a foot in somebody's ass.
Did the Pinocchio that we watched when we were kids, did it come out in 1940?
Probably. Jordan Peterson gets a real Pinocchio hard dick over it, dude. He says it's great.
Well, he likes Pinocchio, but he also likes The Lion King, and that came out in 1994.
Yeah, well, that's the one exception he said to everything else that's a garbage, unless it was
The one
he was a little
exception.
baby and he loved it.
So,
Yep.
said that.
And
What's
he
your?
says that, And he says
This is a exclusive fake news from SBS.
this is exclusive SBS. Jordan Peterson says that
All
that
Disney movies are
that
garbage.
only monogamy is the only way for everyone that ever lived, dude.
Actually, he did say that.
I know he did. That's why and that is, I think that's pretty shitty to try to claim any overarching thing over anybody. That's like saying Christianity is the best way for everyone to live, dude. You're talking about.
Well, he said it's
lifestyle.
the most successful.
There's some people that are just wild, and that's just what
Right.
they do.
They're the
Weird,
exception,
crazy
not the
shit.
rule. Just like there's only
Shit.
one hole if it connects to the other hole.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people like that fucking, a lot of cheating ass fucking like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of that shit that goes on, dude. Cheating couples, old couples that cheat on each other, fucking. It's like, man, I don't know. To try to conform your entire society to one way of being sexual seems crazy. When it's like, if you look at the way apes fucking shit, it's all really weird. It's like everybody should be able to
Saying it-
decide. It's like if you're a monogamous type of person, like you're the type of person who, you know, wants to just be with one other person, you get jealous like that. You're just not interested in, you know what I mean? You're interested in more of a loyalty trust type situation than a whatever's going on. It's just a sexual interaction type thing. Then you should be able to choose that. But if you also choose to just, no, I just want to go fuck everybody, and there's somebody else that you're in love with that also just wants to fuck everybody, that should be, I feel like that's totally probably more normal than people think. You know what I mean? Where people are into that kind of shit. Because as it comes out now, open relationships is like shit people talk about, which I personally, I'm not really into. I don't want anybody banging my girlfriend, and I don't want to bang my girlfriend, and I don't want to bang anybody else but my girlfriend and fucking put her through that, because if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't want to see anybody doing that either. But that's just the way
exactly.
I am.
So he's just saying that it's the most successful mating pattern. Not that it's the only way, but in general,
Yeah, but like
you're
people like
probably,
Chris Ryan would.
you're probably not the exception.
People like Chris Ryan would argue that in like most fucking native societies and shit, the community raises the children anyways. So
That's right.
people just have sex freely. It doesn't matter whose kid it is. All the kids get taken care of communally. You know what I mean?
Chris Ryan, film director.
No, he's that dude that wrote that Sex at Dawn. He's just always fucking going off about this guy. He's got, obviously, they have differing opinions at heart about sexuality or whatever. I don't personally agree with a lot of what Chris Ryan says either. But some points that he makes about him are pretty good. I just like hearing all the different aspects of it, man. You know what I mean? I just think people should be able to live their lives whatever they want. It'd be like somebody telling me that, you know, you shouldn't be able to smoke weed, or you shouldn't be able to drink alcohol, or shouldn't be able to do this because it's not the best, most successful way of mating. And it's like, I guess from your perspective it might not be, but I could definitely also see how, like, if you're living in a group environment, that you wouldn't just be responsible for taking care of your kid. Like, I feel like the group would take your kid in if something happened to you or you weren't able to take care of the kid in most cases. If they had the resources. I mean, if not, then I don't know. If other people's kids are starving, that's definitely not going to happen, but what are you reading into? He's going deep. He's research eyes. Sterling's got research
Figure out
eyes.
who Chris Ryan is.
No, it's
I
like you
didn't
probably
see
have to read a
anything
whole
about
lot.
Sex at Dawn on his Wikipedia page.
That's his book.
He had a bunch
Probably
of
most
war
famous
books.
for.
I found the wrong Chris Ryan or something.
Probably, yeah.
I'm on Twitter.
You're on Twatter?
Twitter. Bots. Host of the Watch Pod and
Anyways, to the point of what I was saying, tune back in over here. I can just explain to you who the guy is. Like I said, he's the author of that Sex at Dawn book, which like explores. What is that noise? It's banging. Oh, what are you banging? Why are you gaveling me, dog?
I was shutting all these windows because you told me to shut it down.
Dude, are you shutting them literally, like physically in?
Physically,
Are
actually.
they real windows?
Real windows? I have to shut
Because
them.
it sounds like you're literally like fucking closing actual giant windows in an old manor house. Like the wooden windows, wooden bottoms and shit. The real old glass panels with the paint all over the edges of the glass and shit.
kind of windows in my browser.
Sterling's all tazzed up about Jordan.
I don't let you browse.
Sterling gets all tazzed up about Jordan Peterson. It's really weird.
He's thought through a lot of shit, and I'm impressed by the amount of things that he's thought about and has answers to, and his ability to actually think.
Yeah, but I feel like he gets more credit than he deserves. That's all. That's all I'm saying. My only point on him is that I feel like he's just it's not that impressive. There's more impressive people thinking and saying crazy. I've heard Duncan Trussell say crazier shit than I've heard Jordan Peterson say. As far as just like what it meant to me, it might not have been in the same perfectly articulated robotic way that he talks like this, but it's fucking like it was just as profound and was like, wow, that's some crazy shit that somebody just said there. That was not I don't know, man. It's not just like, it's not meant to be anybody. People say there's fucking dudes in kitchens that say shit that change people's lives. Like, you never know when somebody's gonna drop some knowledge, wisdom on you, or whatever it might be, and he just gets put on a pedestal so much that I feel like he has to then carry this torch that people put upon him to bear, and then that causes him to feel like he has to like have this battle with when he's battling is like such a microcosm of society that it's like, is there even a real war happening here, or are we just watching this fake intellectual war where it's like people just still want to debate from debate class, but now they're just doing it with a bunch of other people watching, and it's like nothing's actually going to happen from this debate. Nobody's going to get anybody. There's not going to be any real social change from this, because the only people that are watching it that can even understand what's being said here are people whose opinions are already rooted and are already influenced because of being able to like, dude, the average fucking person is not going to want to listen to Jordan Peterson talk about these abstract concepts and shit like that for a very long time, dude. So the people who are listening are either going to be very interested on one side or very interested on the other side. They're not going to be just barely interested. So he's not affecting anything necessarily, because you're not going to convince anybody who's in that argument, anybody who's that invested into that subject in particular is going to be inherently a little bit radical on either side. Otherwise, why would they be into such a kind of a niche argument?
He had 2 points. One was that anyone can drop arguments at any time, and you never know when the guy in the kitchen is going to say something. Well, the difference is that Jordan Peterson is constantly dropping knowledge. So it's
I get that, because he
continual
constantly
flow.
has a microphone. I mean, he's the guy who everybody is watching. There's those people, though, that are all over the world.
It's not because he has a microphone. Regardless of a microphone, he would be dropping knowledge.
I guess. I mean, that's a huge statement to say about somebody you don't know. I'm just saying. I wouldn't even say that about somebody like Joe Rogan. I don't know what the fuck he's like outside of that microphone. All I know is him on a microphone. And so that would be kind of like a hero.
I would say that he was constantly pushing knowledge and through questioning, regardless of where he is. He's a questioning person.
Yeah, I guess. But how much are you questioning everything that he says, even though you're this far into it? I'm just saying, like, are you constantly looking at everything with a clean lens, or are you just taking what he says for what it is, even though, like, do you think that you might inherently agree more with him on everything that he says just because you think he's your guy, kind of, not like your guy, but you know what I mean? Like, he's you see him as a not, what do you want to call it? Like a good, powerful figure kind of thing. I'm trying to think of the right term for it, but I can't think.
He's a role model.
That's what. Well, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't thinking that, but yeah.
For me, so he's a ex-professor of Harvard, moved to Toronto, and became famous through his opposition of a bill, and he spoke up about it. And so I don't think that you would disagree that in that moment that he didn't change anything, because if it's about to become law, it matters that he speaks up about it.
Absolutely. And I get that. That makes sense. But what followed is a career that he's built off of this one incident where he stood up for something. And granted, anybody who speaks well deserves to have an audience. If people want to listen to them, absolutely. But the only thing I'm saying is that I feel like it gets taken too seriously when it's really it's 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 the small group of smart kids in the debate team arguing with each other in a language that only they understand. And so it's like, man, the average person that listens to a Sam Harris, Jordan Peterson debate, right? That listens to that podcast is just going to be like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck these guys are even talking about at this point, dude. But the people that do understand it, like I said, are coming into it on one of these guys' sides already, or on one side of the point already, because the fact that they're that into it makes them inherently biased in the situation. Otherwise, why would they be into it? Like, it's like if you have to have a vested interest, why would you be at the football game if you didn't really care about which team was going to win or whatever it was? I guess it's a shitty argument.
You could just like the you could just like the sport.
That's not niche enough. That's not niche enough.
But I think that is exactly. I listened to
Why
Sam
would you
Harris's
be at
podcast.
this underground fighting ring if you didn't want to see two people beat each other up till they're bloody? Like, that's the.
But it's not underground. Like Sam Harris has a solid podcast following.
I don't know. I meant like level of. Dude, the average person doesn't listen to Sam Harris's podcast. If you go walk down in a bar, if you just go down to your local grocery store and you ask everybody that you see, do you listen to Sam Harris's podcast? You're going to get a pretty small average, I would say, amount of people that would say yes.
Yeah, that's
true. On any average day. So I'm saying it's a small amount of the general population that's talking about. That's why I said the underground thing. I wasn't. Yeah, I think it was probably another bad example of just bad worded example. But just, yeah, it's a small niche group of people. And so the people that are into this are probably going to have a fucking opinion on it because they're into it.
But
like that kind of goes with the. Everybody naturally just would. I would just imagine.
So you're picking out the instance of Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson. But Jordan Peterson also talks to news anchors. He has a class, a lecture. So it's not just this one event that he's been building this career. He's been working on this. Let me finish. So he's been working on this
I just got dumbed.
His entire. Well, I mean, seriously, I'll let you finish. So let me finish. So so he's been working on his teaching career and lecturing his entire life. And so then this one incident came up and he got brought into the light and grabbed a following. But he'd already written a book about religion. And so my point is, one, that he's been working on this public speaking his entire life, although he has data and knowledge and understanding of experimental results from his entire career in that sphere. And he's good at speaking from that, but he's also capable of speaking to people like Joe Rogan and news anchors and Sam Harris. So he can fill the whole gamut of different types of conversation.
Get all that, but my original point was that he's overrated. And the fact, dude, you just got super amped about that whole situation. I'm not saying he's bad or shitty or wrong. I'm saying I feel like he's too amped up. Like, I feel like half the time I feel like it's kind of repetitive what he's saying, but I feel like he's just trying to hammer his point in half the time because it's
difficult to understand.
Well, no, because he's fucking arguing to people that are never going to listen to him, and that's the I feel like that's my main problem with Jordan Peterson. Other than the fact that I feel like it's just people are blowing him up out of proportion. And I feel like there's just tons of people out there that are just as great at doing that, but they didn't have that incident happen to blow them up. Because otherwise, how do you just start talking shit like that and get on all these news programs if you don't have something to have a basis on that people want you on their shit to talk first to get that platform?
But, a good story.
Yeah, no doubt, right? I mean, that's like I said, I'm not shitting on the guy. It's a dope-ass story, but like what comes from it is like this cult following of people who are like, look at this guy. He was a hero in this moment, and then like this whole other thing develops out of it. This whole other what was I just fucking saying, dude? God damn it! I'm trying to cover all the ground.
Talking about how he's overamped, but I thought your main point was.
No, I know that, but I just stepped on the other thing that I meant to bring up. Give me just a second. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Just lost it, dude. Just fucking lost it right there, man. I was thinking about God damn it, dude. I don't know. Fuck it.
Well,
I
dude,
just
I
said,
probably would have listened to this guy anyways. It's just I only found out about him because he had this good story, got mad exposure, ended up on Joe Rogan. Then I started following him, and the more I listened to him, the things he is saying a lot of the same
oh,
things
I
over in
remember what I was
different
gonna say
ways.
now. I remember what I was gonna say now.
But
Like I said, because the people that he's arguing with are crazy people usually that are completely radical on their point of view, and he's trying to convince the people, the same people that literally yelled at him and booed at him on stage, the people that you could never reason with, that his point. And so he'll go on a news program and somebody will play the devil's advocate most of the time because, yeah, for the most part, I mean, he's just saying what he's saying. What is rational? You know what I mean? Like he's not saying
yeah,
anything that's crazy. He's just saying what is just rational. And so it's like, yeah, people create this whole thing, and then it blows up out of proportion, and it makes it seem like there's this battle going on, like there are all these bad people that he's trying to convince, and it's like, man, most people just kind of feel basically how he feels, anyways. I feel like, man, like the idea of it's I feel like it's just two radicals kind of fighting each other. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's fighting a battle. He's fighting dragons that he'll never be able to slay because these people are just, it's almost like never-ending content because there's no way you can convince these fucking kids that literally just would boo you off stage or that aren't going to let you come speak when it's like, it's so clearly not rational actions by these people to try to reason with them. It just seems exercise of futility, I guess is the term. Whatever.
yeah, but you're only picking a very small part of what he does. So do you know what his last book was about?
No.
It's called The 12 Rules of Life.
I'm basing this on somebody who does not know everything about Jordan Peterson. I just hear about it all the time. I hear him on these different shows. I hear people talk about him, and I'm just like, man, all right, this is I mean, go ahead, tell me about his
So
book.
when he went on Joe Rogan, yeah, that's what he was talking about. But since then, he came out with his book, The 12 Rules for Life, which is just about him. So what he ended up saying, I haven't read the book yet, but I'm going to. Yeah, actually, I'm going to listen to it on audio tape. I'm not going to read it. He's just like a podcast. I'm gonna.
Well, dude, there's no time for reading anymore, dude. That's
I got
long gone.
I got to
Days of
commute,
reading
but I don't
are
have
gone,
any
bro.
time to read.
We're listening now.
So, but the reason he said he wrote the book, I watched a YouTube video where he goes through each chapter of the book and explains what he was. And at the end of it, someone asked him, like, which of these 12 rules do you have a difficult time with? And he explained the reason that he wrote this book was because he was trying to figure out what were the rules that he thought were most important to live his life. And he was trying to set it straight in his head. And so the only reason I bring this up now is because you're sort of talking about how he's arguing with all these people about these things that he's never going to change, but he's pivoted from that. What he's worried about now is he's actually building his career on things that he's thought about for a long time and trying to help people.
Where does it go though? Like
Where does it go?
Yeah, like I mean,
Hearing him explain what he thought were the things that you should focus on in life was helpful. It was helpful to hear what he thought about it.
yeah, but you could
and-
say that about so many people. People could say that about Tim Ferriss, Joe Rogan, or fucking, whoever else they like or they listen to all the time, or people they're inspired by. I just feel like he, I don't know. I feel like he, like I said, it's just overrated, man.
But
Like,
for me,
people
he's
get-
got data. So it's not only what he's saying, but it's years of data. And he's also not only just a professor, he's actually a clinical psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever it is. And he's dealt and helped a lot of people through that. And he talks about his experiences dealing with these crazy people and what he's learned from it. So
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt any of
So
that
he-
shit. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of really amazing people that have done really amazing shit, and I have no doubt that he's one of them. But it's a little overrated. Dude, it's
so your
overrated.
only point is that
Do you
he is
remember?
among the great. He is
No,
not.
man. Listen, he's just a little overrated. Do you remember when it was just a hole?
Before it connected. and it
Yeah.
became
This is just.
a
This
single
is just. I mean, well, this is just a little overrated.
what is.
Jordan Peterson.
A little overrated.
He's just a little overrated. Just like that hole is just a hole. Jordan
What's your
Peterson is
rating
just a little
system?
overrated. I don't know. I'm just deferring to an argument that is just he's just a little overrated. It's just funny to keep saying that, and then now, like I was earlier, going off for like 2-3 minutes, spouting off about why something was a hole because you just said like one half of a sentence. I just said one half of a sentence, and then you just went off for like 2-3 minutes. I think twice there, and all I said was, whatever. It's not a hole. It's just a hole, basically, in different form.
Well, you're comparing him only to the things that you knew about, but there's a lot more going on. I didn't think you had a full picture. But now I've told you the full picture.
No, I got you. Just at the end there, I was just seeing. I just figured how many times can I say that without. It's just, overrated. He's just overrated, bro. The whole thing is just kind of overrated. No, I get what you're saying, dude. I don't know why. I don't know what irks me about that guy sometimes, man. It's a weird.
I think you don't like professors.
I think also
Sam Harris and Jordan
no,
Peterson are both
I do like
professors.
certain professors. I like fucking Daniele Bolelli and shit. It's one of my top favorite professors. I definitely like what's his name?
Joe Rogan, that's a professor.
No, it's that Krause. He's the guy with glasses. Kind of balding. Lawrence Krauss. Is that his name? He's pretty cool.
Okay.
I like Brian Cox. He's my favorite, probably professor.
Wanda.
My two favorites.
Wanda.
Wonderful. It's wonder. It's just wonderful. The stars, they're wonderful. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's probably just the way he's presented. Like I said, I got nothing against the guy. I'm just always like, dude, who
You're just mad he's successful.
Well, honestly, I'm not reading his book. I'm not reading his. Well, really, I'm also reacting to how like to your reaction to me bringing it up because you definitely love Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
it was like I was saying. It was like you were a Kiss Nation, and I was like Gene Simmons is kind of whack, and then you were like you responded as if I said Gene Simmons was kind of whack, and you were in Kiss Army.
Well, see, I just didn't think you knew the whole story, and now I've told you what I think you need to hear about the story. And I think you've heard me, so if you still don't like him, that's your shtick.
Yeah, I was just one of the things, but I don't really have an opinion on it. That's just what I think is like sometimes. Like I said, when I hear him talk, I've just heard a lot of people fucking. I'm spoiled by the podcast. All I do is listen to these people talk all the time, and then you get all these little nuggets when you listen to all these different people talk, and it's like everybody's just got all these little nuggets, man. But I guess he's just a nugget machine, dude. That's undeniable. But I feel like that's a slippery road into him being able to slip something that's not a nugget in and you not realize it.
I've heard a couple things I disagree with, and I'm fine with that.
Well, you're intelligent enough, but some people are fucking. They hero worship hard and they'll go right. They'll just follow anything anybody says, man. And it's a hard torch to carry, man. And it's weird to be famous off of your opinions. It's cool, no doubt. It's the shit, but it's weird. Like, even comedy's weird, right? You get paid just to tell people what you think. It's fucking crazy.
Comedian Stephen Colbert destroys Lawrence Krauss. I think it's cool.
If Colbert destroyed him, dude, then he's bullshit. Fuck Lawrence Krauss. I just liked him on Rogan, I think, that one time. I don't really care about their science. I never look into that. You just look at whether or not they're personable or not. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, everybody loves him, right? Nobody knows whether or not. Nobody knows a dick about how much science he really knows. He could just be reading lines. Every time I've seen Neil deGrasse Tyson, he could be reading cue cards, bro.
Well, that is super smart.
Now that I think about it.
No, I've heard him answer like a lot of live questions.
Yeah, I'm joking. What about Lawrence Krauss? You're about to fucking blow him out of the water, dude. Talk about it. Tell me.
It's a 5-minute video though, and I was trying to listen, but you were talking, so I had to.
Yeah, let's not listen to a different video while we're trying to record. Jesus Christ, man. He's over here doing research. He's reading shit. I'm like, is he going to say something or is this going to be dead air? Because literally it gets to the threshold sometimes where it's like if it's quiet for one more second, it's going to be weird. But then you talk and it's like, okay, thank God. Okay, he's there. But sometimes it can happen to where it's like, oh, no, that second just went by and now we're in the danger zone.
This is probably my last subject, but what do you think about front lawns?
What you mean?
You know, grassy lawns, like
You
the
talking bush?
thing in front of the house.
Well, I live in an apartment, so I don't think much about it now. But I mean,
What do you think about the whole obsession?
What aspect?
America's
Having an obsession about it? Like
with the lawns. You gotta have a perfect lawn, right? Everyone mows their lawn. Everybody's got a lawn. You know, they're putting drinking water on it.
I feel
They're
like
buying
it's part of
fertilizer.
I feel like it's part of that economy boosting machine, right? Like you get everybody in that mentality of like comparing.
The globalists designed lawns.
Yeah,
Keep
the
us
lawn is
trapped.
like the accoutrement of your house, bro. You gotta fucking you gotta dope it out, and then fucking it can look real nice to people that go by, and they envy your shit, and then they want to dope up their house, and it kind of just fuels the whole capitalism mentality, man. I feel like.
Do you think that the lawns were set up by the globalists?
Yes, yeah. This is globalist lawns. This is my deep theory.
That's what I think too, actually.
I wanted to say
I didn't know that's what I thought, but now that you pointed out, that's got to be right.
Now that I pointed out that was what you thought,
Yeah.
No,
now that you pointed out, that's what I thought.
Sometimes you don't know what you're thinking, and it just takes somebody to come along and point it out. Like, hey, man, this is what you're thinking, bud. At least now. How about that?
At least it is now.
At least it is now, bitch. You're getting domed. This is a dom situation right now.
All right, we got that solved. So that was my last topic.
All right, that was a good topic. Yeah, I guess we got that all squared away. The whole thing still left undetermined. Is it a hole? Is it two holes? No one will ever know. Is Jordan Peterson overrated? Is he the golden god? No one will ever know. Sterling squenched up like he's about to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll find out next week. Find out next week on Serious Bullshit Podcast.
Next week we're gonna have a full debate. We're gonna sit down and I think we need to have a big words debate, dude. What do you call it? What is collegiate jargon? Like, what I'm talking about, like using very big words to convey a point. I don't know. It sounds stupid to say it like that. Using big. What do you call it when they say when you're using all them big words that are real hard to get? No, you know what I mean, man. When people are fucking trying to sound smart, dude, it's a thing, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. People write books in that way when it's like, I can barely read what you're saying because you're trying to be a fucking cunt right now. You're being
what about
pompous or whatever?
Pleonasm.
Ooh, Coolionasm?
Pleonasm.
Pleonasm.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is the use of more words. Let's use the more words, not necessarily big words. We're looking for big words. So, but anyways, the definition of pleonasm.
Use of excessively complex language is how I would define it.
There's got to be a word for that. Pretentious.
Pretentious is what comes off, but I mean, I would think there's got to be a more like well-defined, because you can maybe just do that without being condescending about it. You know what I mean? Which I feel like pretentious.
Verbosity?
Verbosity. Yeah, maybe that's it. Like showing off your vocabulary. When it's like,
here's a word. Here's another word.
Ooh.
Say this word.
You just came looking at that word, dude.
It's so big.
I just watched him bone up on this word. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so it's not actually that bad. It's grandiloquence. Grandiloquent.
Grandiloquence?
No,
that's a word. That's a word that somebody who's very verbose made up, Sterling. Okay.
What kind of word did you expect to hear?
He was like, well, you know what? If people are going to call me say I got too much verbosity, then I'm going to make a word they can't even fuck with. How about that? They're going to look at this word and come all over themselves.
Grandiloquence is a lofty, high-flown style of talking that has a lot of fluff but may lack substance. That's not right.
No, that's actually kind of spot on. I like that a lot. That kind of like well defines exactly what I was talking about. It lacks substance, but it just sounds. It's a lot of.
I think I found a better word.
Oof.
Here we go. Here's the word. Thank God Google's gonna say this for me. Oh my god.
He's really,
Ses-
what is it?
Sesquipedalian.
Sesquipedalian?
Sesquipedalian.
It's a type of person? You're so stoked on this word right now, bro. I love it. Give it to me.
Sesquipedalian. It means
Sesquipedalian.
okay. It's polysyllabic, long.
Polysyllabic long? What is that?
So multiple syllables, polysyllabic. And then the second definition is
Okay.
characterized by long words, semicolon, long-winded. The sesquipedalian prose of scientific journals. It's the exact word you're looking for.
Sesquipedalian? But
No,
like I said, that's a word made by those fucking people I'm talking about, man. I don't want to use that word. Can we just say he's being a dick?
What about cunt? Does that work for you?
Cunty. Can that be in there? Sorry. How
I'm gonna
about
post
that?
this. I posted it in the chat. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. There you go, chat. There you go. Sesquipedalian. I mean, that sounds like a fucking lizard.
It's someone. You know what they didn't do? They didn't squinch it. They sesquid it.
They
Not a Squinchipedalian. What's a squinchipedalian?
Squinchipedalian?
Someone uses squinches really long words a lot.
A squinchipedalian, dude. That's more like
They'll-
what I am, dude. I'm not a sesquipedalian.
They only use like 1 or 2 syllable words at max.
That's such a weird fucking word. Sesquipedalian, I feel like is how it would be said. But you know what? That's one of those words that you want to say that to insult somebody, and then they correct you on how it's actually said. That's what would happen to me. So I can't be doing all that, bro. Does that make sense? And for the record, dude, I don't know about the whole Jordan Peterson thing. I don't know about the waffle thing. I don't know about any of that. But I know there's 2 fucking holes in a straw. I'll take that and put that on my mama.
Put it on my mama. All right.
That's
Serious
the podcast,
bullshit.
everybody. Serious bullshit. What do you think? 2 holes or 1? Make your fucking decision, because you know what? This feud, I got a feeling that this straw is pretty goddamn long. And I can barely see at the end, but there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a long ways away. So it's going to be a long
And it's the
feud.
same hole, so yeah.
Yep. We're the Hatfields and Cap Coys, and we've got little straw holes in both of us, in our hats and our caps. Hats and caps with little straw holes. And we're going to see whose straw goes the farthest, and whether or not, oh, wait, 2 holes, or if it's just one crazy hole that somehow at the other end, still just a hole, 1 hole for everybody. I don't know. We'll see. I guess it'll be a matter of perspective. We'll find out next week, maybe, or the week after that on Serious Bullshit Podcast.